per month for 24 months with $39.95 due at signing and 0 security deposit. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 7/15/25.
Are you worried about long-term injuries after an accident? I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Before you settle, know your rights and know your options. Visit justcallmo.com. Let's make sure you're covered. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details. And 6/30/25. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Mecum Auctions returns to Kissimmee July 9th through 12th with 1,500 vehicles up for auction, including muscle cars, classics, Corvettes, trucks, exotics, hot rods, customs, and more. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Become a bidder and get ready to bring home your dream car. Registration and tickets are available at Mecum.com. That's Mecum.com.
To everyone who believes a good meal can always be made even better, come try our new chicken sandwiches at Culver's.
We've taken our classic chicken sandwich and brought it to the next level. I'm talking bigger, juicier chicken with crispier, crunchier breading. And it's all served on a buttery brioche bun and topped with crisp dill pickles, creamy mayo, and fresh lettuce and tomato. Even better, you can make any sandwich your own with a few extra toppings. Throw on some real Wisconsin cheddar cheese, add thick-cut bacon, or both. We'll make it fresh just for you, just the way you like it. Whether you go for crispy, spicy crispy, or grilled chicken, you're sure to enjoy your first bite and every bite after that. So are you ready to try our tasty take on a tried and true classic? We've got a table waiting with your name on it. From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS, B-I-L-L-S, BILLS. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, June 30th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From the Idaho Firefighter attack to verdict watch is in on the Diddy trial. And a father jumps overboard to save his child. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
Hello.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Good. Ready.
Oh, man.
Ready
Still
for this
sick.
week, man.
How the heck are you guys?
Believe it or not, still sick after all this time. I know I ran into, I didn't run into him. He came here to work on the aquarium. And Greg, friend of the show.
What up, Greg?
Greg, nice guy. And I go, you had the same cold that I have? And he goes, yeah, I did. And I go, how long did it take to get over? And he goes, 10 days. And I go, oh, God,
Did
man.
you give him the cold?
No, I don't think we gave it to each other. I think it's just everywhere. So I thought like I'd be just, star-spangled fantastic today. Not the case, but like I feel so much better than I did. It's just a little bit of a leftover residual thing that we got going on here today on a Monday. So thanks for hanging out with us today. Let's see what we got going on. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Somerset, Kentucky, friends.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. In Somerset, Kentucky, they decided to do something very old-fashioned. They took a replica of the Dukes of Hazzard General Lee. The General Lee, the orange car with the rebel flag on the roof, I think it has.
And
they
still keep the rebel flag on the thing?
I don't think they did, C-Lane. I don't, that's a good question, but I don't think the rebel flag is on here. But they gathered the whole town, right? Everybody. This is like one of these tiny towns. And what's going on this weekend? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. In Somerset, Kentucky this weekend, they're jumping the Dukes of Hazzard car over the big fountain downtown. And so everybody goes, the big fountain downtown? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's happening. And all of the town gathered. And they watched as here it goes.
Oh, he's taking off.
He's taking off. He's flooring it. The road is lined with people. Big fans everywhere. Over the fountain.
Oh, my goodness.
Dang.
Boom.
Wow.
Good job.
Good job.
That guy's so chill.
Wow. He didn't kill nobody, so that's good.
Yeah, he didn't kill nobody.
So that's good.
If it was a good job, why does it seem to be that all the security personnel are rushing towards the vehicle that just landed?
Yeah, like it kind of slammed after it cleared this fountain, everybody. Like it kind of slammed on the other side a little bit hard. And everybody was acting like it was all good, but I don't know if it was.
Watch the people. Like after the guy says "good job," watch all the people in uniform run towards the car to make sure everything's okay. Like it seems like maybe something happened.
The way they were running towards the Dukes of Hazzard car that just jumped over the fountain in Kentucky was not like, hell yeah, you did it, brother. It was like,
we're coming to congratulate you. Full speed.
All right, so he floors it towards the fountain, the big water fountain in the middle of the city. Hits the ramp. Clears it.
Oh, my goodness.
He probably slammed his forehead.
Good job.
Good job.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, they just flood the streets with all these like, come on, let's see what's going on out there. And somebody says, this is Becky on YouTube says, I'm more amazed at the amount of people that were there watching. No way, man. Look, here's the thing, Becky. In these really small towns, they will come out for anything you got going on. They used to do these kind of things, and they would say, "Hey, we're going to jump the canal. We're going to whatever." If you were jumping something, it was a big deal. That was big, and people would come out and they would watch that. In small towns, they don't have a lot going on. I don't know where you live, Becky, but you probably got lots of options over the weekend.
Yep, Becky.
Yeah.
You probably go what should I do? Number 1 on the list, Love Island. Well, obviously, we got that, right? But then down the list, you might have car is going to jump over the big fountain downtown. You go for the gold there if you can, by all means. Speaking of the Love
what would
Island
they jump
thing,
over for like our neck of
same
the woods?
thing, right there next to Cavo's, my friend, right over that fountain.
That fountain?
Yeah, it's a little one, but it's like I don't know. They're not jumping over Lake Eola.
You are coming at these people because they're so small town that you just they're so small town that you say just meet us at the big fountain downtown and they all know where to go, and you pick the small fountain downtown.
They know where this is. Everybody knew. They're all the local radio stations were like, did you hear downtown Somerset? They're jumping the fountain again. Ain't been done in 45 years. And then everybody goes, yeah. They go nuts for it. You kidding me? If we got Sabrina to jump Lake Eola on something,
I could do it easy.
My God.
Jump Lake Eola all the time.
Be huge numbers of people out there. And they dyed the fountain blue at the same time. So really like a double whammy thing they had going on there. Anyhow, I was too busy. I hate it. I hate to admit it. It's just embarrassing in every way. So roped into the Love Island stuff. And can I tell you, clearly not the only one, because I looked last night, all social media platforms. Like, I don't care if you're not into this, if you haven't watched any of this, you're like, what is he talking about? This is loser stuff. Trust me. It's the talk of the country, okay?
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
This is the drama everybody is sharing right now. And you know what no one's talking about?
What? Idaho?
Squid Game.
Oh, right.
We haven't started it yet.
Ain't nobody talk about Squid Game, the biggest show on planet Earth when it came out. And I haven't heard but two people whispering about Squid Game. And Love Island is tops on every platform you could look at out there.
But here's the deal. Because Love Island is a new episode every day?
Every day except for Wednesday.
Yeah.
So everyone's catching up. Things are starting to pop up in your TikToks and your algorithms all together.
Yeah.
Squid Game, it's like, when are they going to give you time to sit and watch the entire season? No one's
I could have watched it all. I could have watched it 4 times in as much content as I've watched the stupid Love Island stuff.
You say stupid, but you be watching it.
Of course, I'm admitting to it. I'm talking about that. I'm saying, like, it's a phenomenon.
I think for us, we got on it, and it was like, hey, one of the upsides here is that there are so many episodes. It's not just once a week, and we find ourselves in all these droughts. And then I feel like every time we say, oh my gosh, we have nothing to watch, all of our shows just ended, then we have like next week we have 4 more things that just pop up. But it's easy. We have other stuff to watch because we have to wait till 9 o'clock because that's when they release it. But we finished The Pit over the weekend.
Oh, really?
And The Pit, great.
That is so good. It was phenomenal.
Gross. That was the first, I'm sorry?
It's gross.
Why is it
gross?
gross?
Show. The Pit? It's like a real, like a lot of the doctor stuff that they show is like really good special effects. The first episode that I saw, I watched, I'm like, God.
Are you talking about The Crowning?
No. That was a very good special effect, though.
That was the last show that I've in years waited every single week to
really
see. And I'm a little jealous for people that get to just watch all of it together because it covers an entire shift. Essentially, about hour by hour.
Yeah.
And I feel like a doctor again.
That's one that a lot of people are watching, but nowhere near the conversation that the stupid Love Island show has. Ryan on YouTube says, how Wasson really tried to save face on Instagram with Love Island. I got to tell you, I just, when I started watching this show, I said, this is so stupid. I stopped the intro and I said, I'm too old. The day has arrived, Courtney. I'm too old to watch reality TV like this. I thought reality TV was dead. This is not even televised. This is not even on broadcast TV. It's just on Peacock. But somehow it's refreshing, and they're cursing, and there's stuff that they wouldn't have otherwise. And the drama is big, and there's a Hurricane Hutta, and it's all
Mamacita.
there. It's all there. And every time I tried to stop watching, I came back for more. And I got to tell you, the absolute worst thing, and if I ever see a producer of Love Island, I'm going to punch you square in the face. I will find you, and I will punch you square in the face.
He has a specific set of skills.
The number of challenges that they do where one contestant has to fill their mouth with something and then regurgitate it into the mouth of the other contestant. This is not hot. This is not
Mamacita
sexy.
bird.
This is disgusting. Like they did
Yeah,
milk.
but what if it's in HD slow motion?
No, it's disgusting. That's the most
Do you think that was
unsexy
real
thing.
milk?
Yes. I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
spoiler
watered
alert,
down. I don't
guys.
know. It
I'm
was
still
just
behind.
Looked very thin, like watery.
Yeah, anyhow, that show is an absolute phenomenon right now, and is bringing
It's
in.
been around for a minute too. I don't
Nobody really
understand.
talked about it previously
It's
before this season.
Have they done a USA a season before? Is this the first
No,
in
they
the
have.
US? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why this season's the one where everybody's
No.
jumping on, but
This is season 7. Yeah, this is the 7th season of the show, which was very scary considering there's already 22 episodes. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't go back 6 other seasons and watch all this stuff. But here we are regardless. We have so many things to talk about today. We'll get into this Idaho situation, which is so insane to grasp. We have to dive into this next. Basically, I'll give you the Cliff's Notes before we hit the break here. In Idaho, close to the border with Washington, some absolute lunatic, potentially on his own, potentially with some other people, we'll dive into the details, lights a fire. All of the firefighters are dispatched to this fire.
It's a massive fire.
And
20 acres now or something?
It was big, and this person just starts they took a position and just started opening fire with semi-automatic rounds on the firefighters who were arriving on the scene. The firefighters thought they were there to save the day. They thought they were there to put out like a wildfire or something. And when they get there, there's some guy on the hilltop who's just taking shots at them like they're in a war zone, like for real, like there's a war going on. And they're shooting at these firefighters and then anybody else who arrived on scene. And we got to figure out who was responsible, what was going on. Was there some other nefarious force behind all of this? We will give you all the details about that crazy story in just a bit. Let's go to the box office and see how everybody was doing there. Number 1 with a bullet at the box office this weekend.
Choice words.
The Apple movie F1, the racing movie.
Oh, I've seen a lot of buzz about it.
Yeah, that was in theaters. Huh. Yeah. And Apple paid all this money and put Brad Pitt in this F1 movie. And people love F1. I don't love it, but a lot of people do.
I saw a YouTube video. I didn't watch it, but it was
thumbnail.
I saw a thumbnail or something, and it was like, here's how they secretly filmed F1 during an F1. Mm-hmm. And I guess they went to an actual F1 race and
oh my God, I'm so dumb. I thought it was a tornado for a second. No, you mean like a F1 open wheel race and
they some of the scenes they shot with iPhones that were just kind of mounted to some of these cars or something like that.
Man,
yeah,
iPhone really getting it.
They are, yeah. Well, Apple, you know what I mean? They wanted to put that in there, too. So that made $55 million tops at the box office. How to Train Your Dragon brought in $19.4 million more dollars.
Missed that one.
The one-eyed kid, Elio, Disney tried to pop that one out and hasn't worked so well. $10.7 million. The big flop, man. And I don't know why. Let me know, folks. Let me know why. I thought it was fairly well received. Megan 2.0. Now, I could give you personal reasons why I think Megan 2.0 would be a really, really bad idea and why it would flop at the box office. But just generally speaking, the first one was kind of fun, I thought. You know what I mean?
It became a cult classic.
Yeah, I was like, this movie's got all these little robot girls, and I don't know, it was kind of fun and different. And then they rebooted it, and Courtney goes, this looks terrible. And I go, does it? I thought we would probably see that. She goes, no.
Sex doll now, right?
She said it's totally different. Like, they rebooted it like it's some crazy action movie or something, and not the movie that it was the first go-around. And it flopped, man. 10.2 million, barely cracked $10 million this weekend for Megan 2.0. But I thought that had chances to do way better than that. Number 5, 28 years later, and on down the line from there. So there we go. If you saw any of those, do let us know what you thought over on thenewsjunkie.com, or you can send a dispatch right now. All right, we'll take all of your comments, and we'll get into, as I said, this insane ambush of firefighters in Idaho. All the the different police scanner traffic, all the crazy moments that you might have missed in this. Catch up with it, because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash block in the left lane on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Clay Whaley Road. An accident's getting cleared up here on State Road 434 at Lake Underhill Road. Authorities are clearing up an accident off to the shoulder here on the Turnpike northbound at Oakland Exchange. You might run into some rainy conditions on the roadways. Expect some reduced visibility and slippery roads. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Straight Talk might not be on your shopping list, but it should be. Next time you're grabbing some milk off the shelf at your local Walmart, stop by the Straight Talk aisle and switch to real unlimited data. It's quick and convenient. It won't even take up room in your cart.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello, tiny cameraman. How are we doing on a Monday? Still a little sick, so excuse me. I'll talk later than normal, too. How are we? Great. Do we got no YouTube again? Is that what we got here? YouTube Blockout 2.0? 7.0? As always, Sean, the horrors persist, but so do we. God bless. We're better than your busted printer? What's wrong with my printer? As far as I'm concerned, this is a glorious, perfectly printed document. Does it not look nice? Huh? Beautifully printed, adjusted for all eyes. Way better than it was last week, if I'm honest with you. Very nice. Those printed pages look amazing, way better than your tiny hands. How dare you? It looks like a Rorschach test. My brother in arms, Google Rorschach. For all you locals, all you folks local here in Orlando, did you guys see the bear on the loose? Again, another bear downtown. Bear on the loose. This time by the soccer stadium. A bear in the ghetto. In the ghetto. Oh, she. Bear or gay bear? An actual mammalian brown or blackish furred bear animal. Three minutes and we're back. I can't believe this cold. Like, today would be 8 days. Today would be 8 days because I started to feel a little bit last Saturday, but mostly started to feel the very beginning on Sunday. And then on Monday, my voice was a little rough, and then I ripped it by the end of the show. And then all the way through the week, Saturday, Sunday, I relaxed basically the whole time. Took medicine and everything. Still. I think that's right, Alicia. I think you hit it. That's my best guess. Still no YouTube in the mega chat. Oh well. Did anybody follow the Idaho Firefighter story so far? Are you guys up on this at all, or do you have no knowledge? Because the story is insane. I mean, and then let's connect some dots here, because you do have, not for nothing, Iran issuing fatwas for the president and the United States in general, and attacks on the United States and threatening to activate sleeper cells. And you go, what is this? Just some Yahoo? Is this some person who's completely unrelated to that? What is this person's background? Is the big fat question. Not a fatwa, a fatwa. It's a death edict. But it is an absolutely insane story. And we're going to get into that right now. I've got all the police scanner audio as the firefighters were shocked that incoming rounds are coming in and everything else, plus the press conference. So that's coming up now.
Prescription. Check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey there, history fans.
iHeartRadio brings you a brand new history podcast.
It's called American History Hotline,
where you ask the question,
what is political technology?
Did George Washington really cut down a cherry tree?
Were JFK and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is here. Hoagies, clubs, quesadillas, and more, all for $6 and under.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
It is Monday. Don't worry, we're here with you. We're dragging you through. We got lots of stuff to talk about. And we'll also talk to our friend before too long here, Amy Coughel, I believe, from Fox 35. Yeah. See what's happening out there around the world. Join us on the show today. Send us what we call a dispatch. Record yours right now. Video or audio dispatches. We'd love to see you. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. This Idaho shooting story is just absolutely insane. Don't worry if you haven't heard anything about this. As always, once we introduce something here, we're going to explain to you why it's going viral, why it's getting attention, what you have missed, and all the rest. And who does this? Why? What's the motivation? I have so many questions. When you have police scanner audio that I'm going to play for you in just a second here, where these Kootenai County, I think that's how you say it, Kootenai County, fire and EMS. These firefighters show up. They heard that there was a big fire, and it's in northwest Idaho. They haul ass out there, and they're trying to put out this wildfire. And right as they arrive and they go to get set up, somebody is on a perch somewhere or somewhere else, and they're shooting at them. They start shooting the firefighters, and obviously,
full ambush.
Yeah, full on ambush. And the firefighters knew that's how bad the ambush was. They knew immediately, whoa, this isn't some sort of accident taking place here. This was a fire set to lure us in to start shooting at firefighters. Why? I don't know. You've got Iran calling for sleeper agents to be activated in the United States. Does that have anything to do with this? You've got people up in arms about whatever crazy political background thing that they're obsessed with for the moment. But who the hell knows? Who knows what's going on? But let's listen in the police scanner audio of these firefighters showing up and then taking actual fire, rounds from weapons, was kind of chilling. It was pretty unbelievable.
Central BC 5, Central BC 5. BC 5 up 6. Someone enforcement right now, there's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC 3's down, BC 1's down. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here.
Jeez. You can hear,
Everybody's
right?
shot.
Yeah, he said 2 people, I think he said, were down. He said other people, it sounded like he said, were shot.
He said everybody's shot.
Everybody. This guy's a firefighter, and he doesn't know, like, if you're a firefighter and you're taught to do all of the things to help out your fellow man, my rant about their work hours aside, if you're taught all these things, you know what you're not taught? Generally speaking, I don't think they go in depth about what to do if somebody opens up fire on you with some sort of semi-automatic weapon. Like,
no way.
I don't think that's a thing.
First responding to help people medically, but that's with the call ahead of time. And their call ahead of time was, let's fight this forest fire.
There's a fire, yeah. Let's go out there and do what they've done a million times. And they get out there and somebody starts shooting them. They start shooting the firefighters. This from the New York Times says 2 firefighters were killed and a third was injured when they were ambushed while responding to a wildfire in the Idaho Panhandle. Yes, there is more than one panhandle on Sunday afternoon. The incident rattled the city of... somebody give me a pronunciation on this, please. The first word, C-O-E-U-R. Second word, D''A-L-E-N-E. Coeur d'Alene is what I'm going to say.
All right.
Northwest Idaho in the mountains. What? One more time?
Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene is where this happened.
Google.
And that's where these firefighters were staging to try to put this out. And they said around 1:21, they got a call about a fire in a wilderness area. 40 minutes, they radioed frantically, as you just heard, somebody's shooting at us right now.
551, 10 or 14 here. Stop. Get out of the way. 10 or 14. Engine push 551. Do not come up here.
He's telling you, back up.
Remaining staging.
He's telling everybody else, stay where you are. Do not come up here. They are shooting at us right now. Like, this is bad.
Central from 551. 551. Can you get an ETA on life flight, please?
Life flight.
What? You're busy. See what life flight has to offer. Go ahead and get it started. Also, if you can do enact the MPI for the county, please.
All right, so obviously they know at this point there is a major emergency underway. Get everybody out there. But the big question is, who is this person? Who sets up like that and fakes a fire and starts taking out firefighters? Who is doing this? It's so absolutely strange. Here's the area where this is occurring in Coeur d'Alene, in the western portion of Idaho, near Spokane Valley in Washington. It's a very wooded area, beautiful area that normally isn't dealing with a lot of stuff like this. But here they go to this call, and from the sheriff, you get this release. This evening, members of the SWAT team located a deceased male. There's the person responsible. A firearm was found nearby. Additional information will be provided at the press briefing, they said. And there was a shelter in place that was lifted at that time because for a while, all hell was breaking loose and they didn't know quite what to do. So let's go to the press conference. Let's see what they're saying about what actually happened here and the person behind this shooting of these firefighters in Idaho.
Officers
Hang on.
Were on scene that were trying to make heads and tails out of what was occurring. And during this time, we exchanged gunfire with the suspect, and we also got information. We received information from the White House.
Everybody is talking at this point. Hang on, let me boost the audio on this just a little bit. As per usual.
You mentioned when they got out there and people started shooting at them, the fact that that's typically not part of your firefighter training. That you would, when you go through and you're learning to fight fires, what to do when you're, in the line of duty and someone starts, opening fire
shooting
on you. And then in my head, all I could think of was, they used to not do that at schools either.
Right.
Way back in the not so distant past, they used to not teach you how to react if somebody started shooting at the school?
Because who would shoot these places, right? Who would target these places? Nobody. It's the unthinkable, but then it's happening. Why is a guy crouched in the hills setting a fire to lure in firefighters and then shoot them? That's my question. Let's see what we get for answers.
Ash Patel, the FBI, from Governor Brad Little.
Everybody's calling.
And also Raul Labrador, that anything that we needed, that they would absolutely respond. So we had a lot of assets that came into that command post. And then we had a briefing about 6:30, about 18:30 hours at the command post. And in that briefing, we kind of gave an update to the agencies that this is still an active shooter.
All right.
And that as soon as this individual could be neutralized, that he should be neutralized and the threat should be eliminated as quickly as possible.
All right. So they obviously gave the order to kill this dude, whoever this was. And then initially it came out that the guy had died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They very quickly backed off of that. And they were like, no. You know, NBC retracted it. And they said, no, we don't know, but he is dead. And for a while they thought, as in every one of these cases, hey, maybe this is a multiple shooter situation, but it doesn't look like there was any reason to believe that necessarily. However, just coming in now is that they've finally identified this guy. And let me see if I can bring this up here and let you guys, maybe you can find something on him. Maybe we can learn a bit about the gunman here. Gunman started fire, then fatally shot 2 firefighters in an attack. They said a shelter-in-place order. The suspect has been identified as Wes Rowley. Wes, W-E-S-S-R-O-L-E-Y. Wes Rowley is the suspect. The officials spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to talk about this. We do believe that the suspect started the fire. We do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional, they said at the press conference. Those firefighters did not have a chance, it says.
Oh.
So
one of the tweets says this suspected gunman was 20 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
But, like, why is the big question? Wes Rowley. We'll have to find out, and we will during the show today. No, is it this kid? This young kid that's going? Oh, I would hope not. I don't know. It's very, very early, but there's a lot of photographs of this person who, as Sealand is saying, is 20 years old. They're saying, 20 years old, born in Russia, lived in New York and Florida, according to some of the early details here. So some 20-year-old lights a fake fire and ambushes all of the officers, or the firefighters in this case, that arrive on the scene. Don't know much about him yet. He's got like a big truck that says archery club all over it. Who the hell knows? There's very early details coming in, but we'll find out more as the show goes on today, because there are some people who are tracking this person down. He had some prior arrests and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we will get into those details very soon here on the show. Don't forget, you can email at any time, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or, of course, send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. How crazy, though. I mean, just absolutely frightening and bizarre.
Deranged.
Yeah, very, very
what
unhinged.
Inspired him?
I don't know. That's my question. Yeah, like, what makes somebody do that? Why
firefighters? Your rants about 4-day work weeks and all that aside, firefighters are a pretty across the board, non-controversial job.
Right.
Police officers, not so much, because they're of the different things that have happened over the years with racial relations and all that. But firefighters, for the most part, like who's like, oh gosh, those firefighters, man. Yeah.
Pretty universally liked, I agree.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. And I mean, watching this,
they made whole submarine sandwich restaurants after them.
Yes, and people flock to them, right? Like, this is a thing in America where, and like that, the take that I had, people came at me because that's one of those sacred cows out there. People respect firefighters. It's not very controversial to be a firefighter. It's somebody who's appreciated by most communities. What would possess a 20-year-old to do this? That's the big question. We'll attempt to answer that today as more information comes in. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm very, very, very much at odds with some of the response to this story out of Fort Lauderdale, where this little girl, or this girl, I should say, fell overboard off of the Disney cruise.
Oh, no.
And this young girl falls overboard, and her dad says, all right. And her dad jumps. He jumps off the Disney cruise ship to go save his daughter. And there were people talking afterwards, and I know there was some people on the cruise staff, I believe, as well, who were like, you should not do this. Under no circumstances is the right move after your child jumps or falls off of a Disney cruise ship for you to jump off after them. Kiss my ass.
I mean, even in that moment, I don't know if you have heard that rule beforehand that you're still not automatically jumping after your child.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If you're a parent, your kid, see, like, God forbid, I would never wish this on you or anybody else, but your child falls in off a cruise ship. You're gonna listen to the rules of the cruise ship to not go in after. Get out of here. Ugh. Come on. There's no way.
All right, you're going to tell me I can't jump in after my kid. Kiss my kid goodbye.
Oh, my God.
Papa.
Bad weekend with Jackson?
He was fine. He was fine. Oh, my gosh. He took a little tumble off the couch yesterday.
Did you even jump off the couch?
Yeah.
Head first.
Head first?
Oh, my God. Did he?
I mean, it wasn't.
Is that why you don't want to jump off the cruise ship? It's not worth it anymore after the head first thing?
Oh, my
He's
God,
a
guys.
big old dumbo now. No, we were sure, like, because he had been kind of like sliding off of it, and we were like, fine, and then all of a sudden he like rolled off, and when we heard it, you know, I was like, oh gosh, that's not going to be good. And we're going to bring him in public around people this week. And he's going to have a big old bruisey knot. But Ashley went and got him up this morning, and I heard on the baby monitor, like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Look, I don't care what you said. I know any parent, your daughter, your son, whatever, drops off of a cruise ship. Every rule in the world, and I've talked about this before, I was like, rules and laws do not matter to me at all. I don't care about any of that. I will follow them, and I will do them because I'm like part of society and all of that good stuff. But for the most part, in a pinch, I don't care about any laws. I go by my own code, my own set of morals, and what I think is right and wrong. And I think everybody absolutely should, right? Because if you sit there and you're like, well, I'm a rule follower, and though my child is drowning right now and has fallen off of this Disney cruise ship, I'm not supposed to jump in. No way. Who cares? I don't care. Arrest me if you want to. I could not care less. But I want to know what everybody else would have done and if anybody faults the father in this case.
Okay, Big Doug Millionaire says, toss a life preserver at least Sea-Lane. Now, at the age that Jackson is now, that would not help him out very much.
Mm-hmm. But he's not going to be able to get it on him.
But I would be more likely to jump if I could bring the life preserver with me. If I could squeeze my fat ass into it like like one of those old summer movies and just lob off, but still be preserved, floating there.
Or learn how to lasso.
How far from shore are we?
We're way out there. We're on a cruise ship. They're in the middle of nowhere.
This is like permanent floaties on his arms until he can do that thing where the baby's just like
and that might work. But in the grand scheme of things, if you don't have anything to help you out and your child is in the water falling off a cruise ship, it would be the most cucked thing on planet Earth to sit there and watch your child drown because of a set of rules. Who cares? Do what you got to do. I salute this dad for doing it. We're going to get to some of the rescue mission and what happened and the details around this. How did this girl fall off the ship and all of that? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
go, Mike. Got to be very careful today. Don't want to overdo it. Chat, you talk. You're a father. Your daughter drops off the side of a Disney cruise. Do you follow the rules and watch, or do you jump in and do something? That's right, we're live on Thursday. Come join us. Live at Whiskey Kitchen in Mount Dora. AJ Soup says if it was my kid, I'd be jumping in. Same. If a kid falls from a cruise ship, the first thing I do is look at the Warshack test. Call back. How tall are some of these cruise ships? How far am I jumping? 5 stories? Uh, 6'9"? That's wrong. That's wrong. If it's storming, does the live show get canceled, or is it indoors where it won't matter? We're aiming for outdoors, but I think in an emergency we might pull indoors. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Fingers crossed. Two minutes. 12 to a 20-story building, 120 to 200 feet over the water line. That's gonna hurt. Just the drop is gonna hurt. Okay, cool. So I will still get my outdoor show most likely. Hey. The meteorologists are liars. When the meteorologists try to tell you on Monday what's happening on Thursday with any kind of accuracy, they're full of shit, okay? There's too many things that happen from a Monday to a Thursday to be accurate on that Thursday. So it's all a guessing game right now. I'm hoping it's going to be absolutely beautiful, all right? Beautiful. We're coming back.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
Things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio, the free iHeartRadio app.
This week on Red Pilled America, we tell the story of U.S. citizenship and the anti-American forces working to change the fabric of our nation. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
And I 1,000% support the father and all of the actions that he took. But we'll talk about that in just a minute here on the show. Reminder for you, for those of you not plugged into this, we are going to be live on Thursday. Oh,
yeah.
Our first live show, not in terms of like, hey, we're actively, right now talking into the microphones, but we're out live and you can join us as a live studio audience. We haven't done one in about a year. They're usually absolutely wild, and we're going to have a fun time for July 3rd. Day before July 4th, obviously, we're going to be in party mode. We want to hang out with you, want to celebrate. And if you want to be there, for those of you in Florida, this is going to be the easiest, obviously. But hell, if you're coming from across the country, we'd love to see you.
Spend some time with us.
In beautiful Mount Dora. Woo. Mount Dora, beautiful place to be. And unfortunately, Sabrina and C-Lane bought all of the Airbnbs. So
C-Lane got the last room.
That has since changed.
Oh, no. What'd you do? Did you switch up?
Yeah, I switched back to an Airbnb.
Okay.
Oh, my God, this guy, he's fluid. He's all over the place.
We talked about it. And the more that Ashley has thought about last year and how much Jackson has grown since then, and that how mobile he is. So she's been kind of dreading that part of it. But also...
So we're going to have a real world house together. Sent you guys the link, and you're like, we already got the link.
Like a fire pole and everything. And
a confession room.
You guys don't want to live for 2 nights with a baby.
Yeah, I do.
It's
I want to see that baby. I'm going to hold that baby.
There's plenty of time to hold the baby. You'll be able to hold the baby.
Is the baby going to be at the live broadcast?
Yes.
All right.
If you would like to do show and tell with the baby, you can take C-Lane's baby. We'll have a little sign-in sheet. And
we could find another baby we could do.
The opposite of what's happening with my baby.
What about a baby race? We find another baby Jackson can race against.
We're not racing any babies.
Baby fight?
We're not fighting. No fighting the babies.
Well,
Jackson
first rule about Baby Fight Club is we don't talk about it. So it could happen out there is the case. It could happen. You never know what's going to go down at one of our live shows. So I'd encourage you to be there. Hang out with us. Last time we got in so much trouble, they told us we couldn't do it again. And this time we're doing it again. So we'll see what happens, how many times we get dumped, what kind of chaos ensues.
This is not a competition, Sean.
Feels kind of like a competition.
It's not a competition.
Feels a little bit like a competition. If we're going to do it, it might as well be a competition.
No.
I'm down for a competition. Why not?
Yeah, why not? It seems like we should at least do it. So come have fun with us. Live show. You can be in the audience on Thursday, July 3rd. July 3rd. Hang out in beautiful Mount Dora, Florida.
I just
get yourself
the order for my fun shirt.
Oh, do you not have one yet?
She's getting
one. I did have, I have a box.
Okay, hold on.
I have a drawer full of shirts.
I want to stop, though. I want to stop and get ahead of this just for a second.
We didn't get the same shirt, I promise.
No. I want to get ahead of this for just a second here. C-Lane got a real fun shirt for the 4th of July, and then I was inspired by that, so I just bought a real fun shirt for the 4th of July. I showed C-Lane, and I want you to know, he immediately said, hey, we need to make sure we tell Sabrina about this.
Thank you, C-Lane.
Otherwise, we'll make the mistake again of her going what, you guys had a thing? You didn't tell me?
It'd be Halloween, but backwards.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, I'm glad that you, on your own, are on the same path, and you're going to have some sort of festive shirt, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I put, the quick order in. I don't know. I've heard about your shirts. I think they're great. I'm curious if mine's going to be as good.
Why?
Did you order the one that I sent you?
I didn't order that one.
Oh, okay, you ordered
that. That was pretty funny.
That one's great.
There's some really good ones, actually. There's some really good 4th of July shirts.
And I appreciate that it can get here in 2 days.
I know. Me too. I was blown away when C-Lane got his. I go, I'm not going to be able to get anything. I don't know what I have. And then I found a real simple one that I liked, and I go, this will be good for the broadcast on Thursday.
It used to be like if we were doing this for St. Patrick's Day, and we've done this before, where we've had a St. Patrick's Day party coming up, and we're it's a couple days before, and I go, oh man, I should get a new shirt. And you go on Amazon, and all of them are going to be delivered March 20th. All of them are, and now Amazon's got this. They got their own thing going where they're printing to order, and they do this merch on demand stuff, and it's real quick. And it's I got mine yesterday. It was the only time I put on a shirt yesterday was just to try this shirt on.
Really? What kind of day were you having, bud? Your
Lazy
kids
Sunday,
falling
baby.
off the couch?
Lazy Sunday.
Jackson's diving off the couch. You're out there with no shirt on for most of the day.
Yep.
Oh, must be nice. Good time. So we're going to have a blast on Thursday. And if you've ever been, you know what it's like. You're in for another good time. Call your boss. Tell him you deserve a day.
I'm
it's
out.
about damn time. Make your way
America
over
deserves a day.
to the broadcast and just come say hi. We'll bring a ton of magnets out there so everybody who shows up can get a magnet to play a game of magnets. Why I can't say everybody. I should shoot that down real quick. But I will bring hundreds and hundreds of them. All right, I will bring a lot of them. Will they be some Pinewood Derby ones that you don't want necessarily?
Those will never die or go away.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll have some good ones out there too. We'll have some fun ones. But yeah, come be at the broadcast on July 3rd. People show up real early. And one thing that I think we should do, since we're all going to be kind of wearing a shirt that's festive for the 4th of July holiday, I think we should open it up. Let's have a bit of a contest for best dressed, I think. I think that would be a good idea because people like to dress up like that anyways. And this is
Are we
loose.
on probation still?
We're not talking about that. This is loose. Very, very loose. So when we say, like, we're doing a 4th of July show, best dressed, it could be whatever. Whatever you want that think is going to be something that really stands out for you. If it's boobs, it's boobs. If it's firework, it's a firework. You know, something in your outfit that really sets the tone for the event. And we'll have the folks who are gathered there judge this to find out who are most 4th of July, most patriotic, most whatever. It could be anything. Outfit is out there. So just keep that in mind as you're getting ready. Now, do you have to dress up? No, of course you don't. Just be comfortable.
Yeah, you do.
Wear whatever you
love
want.
America, you'll dress up, suckers.
Enjoy yourself. Photoshop C-Lane's baby falling off the couch.
Or fighting another baby.
Yuckers. Jackson with little boxing gloves on or something. You know, whatever you got to do. But do see us out there. So that's going to be an absolute blast for our big broadcast this Thursday on the show. And then I hate to drop a big bomb on you, but Friday we are not coming.
What? You don't say.
Not happening. Not going to be a thing.
Not going to do it.
No. We are going to talk about this Disney Cruise Line situation where the little girl, this young girl, fell overboard and her dad jumps in to save her. And there was some talk of like, well, this is actually not protocol. You don't do this. You don't jump in after somebody. And if my, oh man, I hate to say this. I don't mean this to be mean. I'm just trying to be real. If C-Lane, Sabrina, and I are on a cruise ship, and Sabrina is partying, and she's
Party
having
time.
a time,
Woo-hoo.
and she goes, "Watch me, MFers!" And then she jumps off the side of the cruise ship.
Whee!
I will scream, I will yell, I will throw off anything I can that floats to help her to make sure that she is able to bob around in the water until help arrives and we can get her out safely. But I'm probably not going to jump in.
Okay.
I'm just
That's not
because
a surprise.
I don't think it would be all that helpful in that circumstance, and I think there's other ways I could probably help better. But if my child, like a little kid, falls into the ocean off the cruise ship, I'm off before they hit the water. Before they hit the water, I am jumping off that boat. The only thing I might do is if I could get a couple of floors down real fast and then jump off like a lower height and swim over, I might try to strategically do that. But I would absolutely try to do something if my child fell off the cruise ship. We got story of what happened there, the rescue, all of that on the way. And even more importantly, when we come back, before that, we got our friend Amy Coughel.
Yay.
She's going to walk us through everything happening in the news. We'll see what she's talking about. Maybe we might talk about that. We might see what's going on with the story in Idaho and the shooter that they've now identified. She's been following that too. We got a lot to get to. Amy Coughel coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with Night 2 of the Mount Dora Summer Night Series with Ryan Holmes from the Monsters in the Morning, July 12th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The roadways are wet and busy this afternoon. Keep an eye out for emergency crews.
Yo. I think her video was a little laggy. Oh, sorry. I think her video was a little laggy. Other than that, I think she had some problems, but then they connected. So yeah, we'll have to troubleshoot. We'll see what happens. Give a little test. Yeah, I mean that's what we gotta find out. Is it us or is it them? I doubt so. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna need you to help me out. Try. Hey. You think this will work for my throat or will it screw it up for the show? No, I'm asking the doctors in chat. Yes or no? Yes or no on this? Mucinex Insta-Soothe Kickstart. Give it a go. Little bump. Oh yeah. I think that was a good idea. Can you take it? Why did you just...
Because I had it.
Take it.
Don't take it away from me when I'm going for it.
Take it.
Do you want to
Go to what?
Hobby Lobby?
Oh! Oh, it's kind of raging a little bit. Do I want to go with you?
Well, for the thing.
For 4th of July?
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt, yeah.
Okay. I need to get some more marijuana stuff.
Marijuana stuff? What's that?
Nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Also, we're shut off.
Oh my god, it's so strong. Well, also what?
We're shut off.
What's shut off?
Me and you are shut off.
We're closed off?
Closed off.
No, we're not closed off.
We're closed off.
Our relationship, if it's Love Island,
Yeah.
is open.
No.
We're open for other connections.
Fine. Sean, stop it. You look like Austin dancing.
I look like Austin dancing? What does that mean?
When he was doing that goofy ass dance.
What's that?
When Megan Thee Stallion was there.
Oh, I thought they meant Austin from here.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't know if that was a good idea. But it really did numb.
Swallow it.
Oh, you're not? I did. I swallowed it. It definitely numbed it, like, brilliantly. But it's kind of weird.
It's like 3 pages.
Yeah.
It's a gargle. Okay.
Gargle.
Apply to affected area once read.
That's what I did,
Gargle,
too.
Swish around mouth, or allow to remain in place for at least 1 minute and then spit it out.
Oh, I didn't spit it out. I definitely swallowed it.
I think that's what most people do. But
I know, but now it's like down my throat is a little bit numb.
yeah.
That's not good.
Well, you didn't read the directions.
Well, I'm sorry. That's why our relationship is open.
That's why you need me.
No, that's why I need all comers, whoever I can get.
I'm gonna lock you in there.
Is that how you're gonna close off the relationship?
Yes, I'll lock you in there.
What are you, Ariel Castro?
That's the one that stole all those girls? That's horrible.
Okay, what are you doing? What do you want? What are you doing? What?
I went to help you.
Oh, thank you. Did you have another question? Are you leaving?
No, I have to do the pool.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
don't know if it's raining or not. I keep saying it's going to rain.
Well, you got to make an educated guess. I believe in you. Love you. One minute, 30 seconds. Oh, this is weird. Like my throat feels better, but now it's not only numb in my throat, it's like numb going down my throat. This might be good for the gays. It's actually like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, we got 1 minute. We're coming back live on the show. Come on, let's do it. Amy Coughel. You want to see how willy-nilly this shit gets? Amy Coughel is next on the show. Is Amy Coughel on the grid? No. Amy Coughel is not on the grid. But allegedly she will be. Here we go. Okay. Is it us or them? It's them. Okay.
Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Pay. P-A-Y. Pay. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Always a blast to check in with her. We'll see what's happening in her world. We'll see if Love Island has swallowed her up as well. I know it's affecting many things in my life. Love Island is affecting way too many things in my life. It shouldn't be. I shouldn't be talking about it.
When is it over?
It's over, I don't think, in a couple of weeks or something, I think. And Courtney will tell me now, she'll be like, our relationship is closed. It's closed. Because when they have a relationship that's like closed off, that means they just focus on each other.
For all 3 days?
Until some game or challenge comes out where they're all supposed to make out with each other.
And watching it, like, you realize people make out with too much aggression. I don't get it. I don't they're coming in
like,
to a stranger's
tongue immediately.
They're just like launching their teeth at each other. It's really a very shocking thing to witness.
Imagine playing Whitesnake and seeing you and Courtney do the same thing.
I think it's a cultural thing.
You think so?
Yes.
What do you mean? Like for different countries and stuff?
I think different cultures make out differently.
How do you make out?
Like a white guy.
What does that mean?
Closed lips.
You'll know it when you see it.
I don't do closed lips. What am I? You know, I'm over. I'll get it on, but I don't launch my face at somebody else's face with that speed and force. You have to go in slow and then start doing your thing.
Play a baseball game.
What I mean, I'm not playing that baseball game. I'm not doing half of the stuff that they did on that show. It's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, don't watch. Don't even start getting into any of that stuff. It's an absolute trap. I swear to God, it is. All right, here we go. Let's welcome Amy Coughel from Fox 35.
Amy!
Hi, you guys. Happy Monday.
Hey, there she is.
How is everybody?
Good.
This is like the first time we've all been together in a while.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's always somebody like blasting out of here. But question for you, and I was just talking about this briefly, and I never want to talk about this again after this. Have you gotten sucked into the Love Island trap, or are you not watching? Bless your soul. Bless your
soul. No, the only one that I watched that I got like dragged into and loved it was the Selling Sunset. Did anybody watch that?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, like
it was really good.
The
Super
realtor
trashy,
one,
but
right?
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's so much drama.
Those shows are such a good distraction from all the troubles of life. Like, remember, like, this is how crazy things are in this world of ours. That's why it's important to listen to this show and hang out with us each day. Last week, we were wondering if we were going to war with Iran. We were wondering if World War III was going to break out.
Yes.
Gone. The story's gone. We're on to the next one. It's
crazy.
Everything
the
happens
news cycle
fast.
is like nuts, isn't it? It's just frenetic. And I was just saying that the other day, like a couple of weekends ago, all we were talking about was the guy that, shot the politicians in Minnesota. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We haven't heard anything about that story in weeks.
No.
I mean, it's just crazy.
No, last I heard was it kind of upended some of the ideas of what was motivating that guy. The guy wrote a letter to the feds, and he said, I shot these politicians because I wanted Tim Walz to be the senator. And Tim Walz was Kamala Harris's vice presidential pick, and he's not running for the Senate. He's the governor. He's all of it insane. There's that many crazy stories out there. And I know you've probably been following, I would imagine, a couple that we've talked about today. I mean, one being the wildfire trap that was set by this crazy 20-something guy in Idaho, where he opened fire on firefighters with a weapon and started shooting them because he trapped them for a call to come put out a fire. And I'm sure you've been watching some of the insane coverage of that.
Yeah, a horrific story. That was actually our really breaking news story this morning that we were continuing to follow up on. So, 2 firefighters killed, another one in critical condition, and the 911 calls that came out from these fire crews were just horrific. I'm sure you guys probably heard one of them. One of the firefighters called, and he says, "Somebody get up here! Everybody's been shot."
Yeah.
And so it was just horrible story. And we had a reporter that was actually there, Jonathan Hunt with Fox News, did a talk back with us from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is this area where it happened. If you've ever been to that part of the country, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's in the skinny little panhandle part of Idaho, which butts up right in between Montana and Washington State. A gorgeous part of the country. It's very touristy. A lot of tourists go there. One of my good friends when I was living in Montana got married there because it's just such a pretty place.
So wait, you were familiar with Coeur d'Alene? We had to look up how to say it. We weren't as professional.
Gorgeous. Yeah, Coeur d'Alene. It's got like a little bit of an en français to it. But a beautiful area, very popular. So what Jonathan Hunt was telling us this morning is that they were speculating that they think that, this guy set the fire, then called 911, right? Because it's like middle of the night in Idaho, otherwise who's going to call? This is like a very heavily forested area. And then they think he was the one who probably called 911. And then of course they respond and he's like sitting there waiting for them like a sniper.
Multiple shooters at one point. When I broke early this morning and had not found the suspect, was there was a bunch of people up in trees.
Yeah, I think that happens sometimes, in all of these cases. How many times have you seen this now, Sabrina?
Yeah, Florida State. Remember, they thought the same thing with Florida State.
Yeah, when people are under fire, it appears to be coming from everywhere, and they're like, there might be multiple people, and it always ends up being a thing. So far, they just have this one guy who was shot and killed, this 20-year-old that they have announced, who has a bit of an arrest history that we'll talk about at some point in time, and some disturbing contents and stuff that he was posting on social media. But that's one of the stories that you're running into today. And I'm sure, like many other people, were you talking about, and what were your thoughts on this Disney cruise ship situation?
Oh, my gosh. Well, this is the first, at least we've reported, or first known child falling off of a Disney cruise ship, which, as you guys know, is very popular with families and children. And so what the New York Post had some pretty, in-depth details this morning. 5-year-old girl, 4th deck of the cruise ship. This is the deck of the cruise ship that has Yeah, it's crazy. This is the deck of the cruise ship that has the running track, and that they did say there was plexiglass that would have prevented anybody from like falling through like the rails, right? If you've been on a cruise ship, it's not usually solid. There's like rails, and then they put plexiglass, over to keep you from falling through. Mm-hmm. So we still don't know how she ended up falling overboard. And so we're relying basically on witnesses who are telling us exactly what happened. Disney basically just said, we had an overboard situation. We lowered one of the safety boats. We got out there as quickly as possible. Witnesses said it took about 20 minutes because the ship was moving at its normal speed, which is 25 miles an hour. And it doesn't seem very fast for a giant cruise ship. That's actually top speed. And so you have to figure that, the ship is still going. These people are now out in the water. And so, of course, it's going to take a little time to get the lifeboat to the people.
Right. Yeah.
So it took about 20 minutes. Dad treaded water with the little girl until they could be hoisted up into the boat. It was funny. The Post headline basically says, "Hero dad jumps in water to save daughter."
Yeah.
And I had some people respond saying, that was a bogus headline. I don't know if they speculate that maybe dad propped daughter up to the railing or what I have no idea.
I've seen talk of that, Amy. I've seen talk of like, well, the father actually put the daughter on the railing. I don't know that we affirmatively know exactly what happened just yet. And the other discussion I saw was like, hey, this is not cruise ship protocol. If somebody jumps in or falls in or whatever, you do not go in after them, which is just like insane to think about. Like you're a mother of kids. Yeah. Amy, your kid jumps in, you or your husband are probably going to jump over to try to save your kid's life and not just go, well, we'll see if my child can tread water for 20 minutes alone.
And as morbid as it is, thank God it was off the 4th floor, because anything higher than that, they'd both be dead.
Yeah, absolutely. If it had been any higher, as you guys know, they always say like, jumping off. That's why they tell you like, don't jump off bridges, don't, cliff diving, all that stuff. You're hitting it like, it's not like you think, oh, I'm hitting water. It's soft. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's kind of wild to see, but that story. Thankfully, everybody's okay.
I mean, maybe
no kidding.
That would lead more. Maybe that's why he was so eager to jump and save the kid, because if he did put her on the railing and she fell off, and God forbid the worst thing happened and they don't find her, then he has to live with that for a long time.
That's tough. Yeah.
I hope that wasn't the case. We really don't know. But there were, a lot of witnesses on deck. So I'm sure at some point we'll find out what really happened. It reminds me, and you guys remember the outcome to that case was horrific. The grandfather remember, that held up the little girl. Oh, my gosh. That was so horrible.
BDMX Con on Twitch says, don't blame the ship. They honked the When You Wish Upon a Star horn a few times, which monster. I can just imagine that as the cruise ship is going off in the distance, and thankfully they're okay. So it's a better ending.
Amen. Yeah. We like that part of the story. That part is good. Yeah.
What else is grabbing your attention out there? Oh gosh,
Amy? You guys, a couple just really sad stories. We have this story happened over the weekend. We have a 5-year-old in Eustis that got a hold of a gun, and a little boy shot himself in the head.
Jeez.
Oh gosh, these stories are always so sad. This little boy flown to Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital, underwent surgery. We're still trying to figure out, just how serious this is. Anytime, of course, you shoot yourself in the head, you think that can't be good. So 5 years old. And then we had another guy on the air this morning who went to one of those like a cage fight at his friend's house, that they were going to watch on TV. Bunch of 20-somethings, early 20-somethings sitting around getting ready for this UFC fight to start. And he said that one of his friends was showing off a gun. It was a .40 caliber, and the guy was like just playing with it, basically showing it off to his friends. He pointed it at his friend and shot him.
I mean, the lesson is never learned.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it's so sad, Sabrina. It's just, I mean, you think gun safety is so basic, right? But unfortunately, kids' brains are not top functioning. Shoot, some adults are not top functioning as far as their brains are concerned. So we know that kids' brains don't run at full capacity, and so gun safety is so important. But this was a 20-something kid who shot his friend. And the one we had on the air this morning, his name was Aiden. Aiden had on a cross necklace, and this is crazy, you guys. So the bullet hits the cross, and then it goes in, but the cross basically kept it from hitting his heart and his lung.
Wow.
And then the bullet deflects, and the bullet goes under his skin, over his rib cage, through his armpit, and into his what do they call this? I think your
guns.
Humeric bone? I'm trying to remember what he said. Shattered that bone. So it basically the bullet went in, hit the cross necklace, went through, shattered this bone here. He is so lucky to be alive, and the friend was charged with a misdemeanor.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's just one of those things where everybody is told a million times the same thing, and you kind of get this level of frustration about this, and you think, should punishments maybe be bigger? And maybe, I don't know, how more do you get the point through? It's like during a hurricane, how more do you get the point through that you shouldn't run your generator over a roof or in a garage? Or
4th of July, put a
the fireworks
rocket on your head.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And every single time, it's like,
I mean, and then you have, adults like Alec Baldwin, in that situation, thinking that, this is an unloaded weapon. And, I mean, it's just like the stories go on and on and on and on and
rinse and repeat.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Speaking of people you had on the air this morning, the guy that was talking about the new planet that they found.
Was that fascinating?
That guy really loves
James
space.
Webb Telescope.
That guy loves him some space.
Wait, what happened? I didn't see this.
New planet, Sean.
The James Webb Telescope may have found a new, they call it lightweight planet, as opposed to big fat ass planet. They got a lightweight planet, and the space dude was on point. He was very
super into it.
Very excited about the new planet.
I mean, I would
be
too.
To pull up the story, but
it just found a new planet.
Yeah, it was a fascinating story. Sorry, I was trying to pull it up on my phone.
No, I understand.
Volume.
The height.
It was actually really interesting. I kind of am a space geek, so I love that stuff. But
folks, you just witnessed, folks, the height of narcissism. She's watching videos of herself.
It wasn't me, actually. It was Marlisa, our weekend. Yeah, it was our weekend.
Marlisa.
And Sean, you'll be happy to know that they've given the planet a really cool name.
What's the name?
TWA7b.
Nobody's going to remember that.
I'm going to name my
God's
kid after
sake.
that planet.
These I like the space people. The space people are very much into their world, and they're excited about all the things that they get to learn. Good job, space folk. We appreciate it.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
It is
Good
for
stuff.
sure.
You guys, we do have a little bit of maybe a tropical depression.
Yeah.
It's going to kind of rain out some 4th of July plans. Unfortunately, we'll see what happens. We're keeping track.
What can you tell us about it now? Like, where is it? What do we need to know?
It's kind of just like a blob in the Gulf right now.
All right.
And so right now it has about a 20% chance of developing into potentially a tropical depression. The problem is it doesn't really have anywhere to go except for kind of over like the top half of Florida.
Yeah.
So it's not going to gain a lot of steam. And I mean, they're not anticipating it's going to be anything major to worry about other than a ton of rain. There you go. There's a look at it.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. So
it's a big old blob.
It's in the Gulf now?
Yeah, see it? It's technically, see the blob that's up like
right here,
close to the panhandle?
Right.
Yeah, that's technically it
I'm
right
looking
there.
at the blob by the Keys.
Yeah, I mean, either way.
No, not that blob. The blob that's over here. The blob in the middle. We're just right below Alabama, Mississippi.
Right here?
That one.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah, the problem is there's a whole bunch of bad weather planned for this week, and we have a live show on Thursday where we have an audience.
I got ponchos. I had gotten them for Bonnaroo.
Where's your live show on Thursday?
We're in Mount Dora, beautiful Mount Dora, at a place called Whiskey Kitchen, which for some reason is inviting us back. I don't know why.
That's fun.
But they have made the decision. You're more than welcome to come.
Yeah. So you're doing the whole show there?
Yeah.
On Thursday?
Yep. We're going to be broadcasting live out there and then calling in Hooky Sick on Friday.
Right. Well, you don't have a show Friday because it's 4th, right?
Yeah.
We're celebrating.
You doing a best of?
Yeah, we are, of course. What do you got going on for the 4th of July? Big plans with the family?
Well, I'm working, so I'll be working in the morning, and then I don't know. We'll probably just go over to a friend's house that night. None of the kids want to hang out with us anymore, so they all have their own plans.
That's the dream.
Well,
That's the dream.
No, it is for now.
Not even 2 yet.
Yeah, it is for now, and then they'll all come back and they'll be like, "Man, you know what they're going to say? I guarantee you. Mark this down, Amy Coughel. Okay, your kids are going to come back to you in like maybe less than 10 years, and they're going to be like, we had no idea how cool our mom was. Like we didn't, we had no idea. We had a cool mom. She's on the news. She's mega informed mom.
I think they're so cool. Check my tweets.
And look, she's bringing home the cash. Mom's got to set up at this colleges, and oh man, yeah, it's good. They're gonna be very, very approving of you. I think.
Well, is your son doing that yet?
Kind of.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is he?
Yeah, he did just get that Pokemon tattoo that was recommended against, but what am I going to do?
On what part of his body? That matters.
On his bicep.
Back. Just like
on his bicep?
No, on his bicep, he got some sort of little Pokemon tattoo.
And what was your advice to him about that?
My advice was think about the tattoo for a very long time before you actually get it, because sometimes you will, I told him from experience, sometimes you will actually regret it. Here, I could show it to you. Here's his tattoo. It's a Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Some sort of kind of cool though.
Some sort of Pokemon of some type, and hopefully that sticks with him, and he wants it after many years down the road.
So weird.
No, you bring up a good point, because it's the careful what you want right now, because in 30 years, are you still going to think Pokemon's cool? And chances are he won't.
Probably that Pokemon not. Just got canceled for saying something racist.
That's the other thing, you know?
Please.
I'm sure some people really liked R. Kelly enough to get tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't like R. Kelly. It's the Pokemon. Jesus. Amy, I'm so sorry you're getting dragged into this. Hey, what's your guess, by the way? Because we're on verdict watch here in this Diddy case. You think they're going to get Diddy on these charges or what?
This is so tough, you guys, because already they've started to, last week, they already started dropping some of the charges, right? Or some of the counts. I forget how many counts there are, but they already started dropping some of the counts. We had one of the guys from TMZ on, and they're following it really closely.
Yeah.
And my guess is that he will get convicted on something, but not everything.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that the text messages from the women, a couple of the women involved, basically saying in some of their messages that, that they, don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing this, or, you know what I mean? That I think that will.
Or I still love you, or, whatever they could try to rope in.
I mean, that stuff is effective for a jury. But at the same time, I don't know. It's just.
It's going to be interesting.
A lot of stuff. Can you imagine being on that jury? I can't.
No, they've been now doing this for a while. We're talking about quite a while. All right. She is the absolute best.
Yeah.
We love her.
I know I didn't give you an answer, but we'll see what happens.
You did. You said he would be guilty of some things, but not all of them.
Some things.
Maybe
not everything.
Maybe not the most drastic of the charges.
The racketeering, man. They didn't prove it.
Which I think is that's a leap on their part. But all right, there she is, Amy Coughel.
Love you guys.
35.
Love you, Amy.
See you next week.
This is who you start your day off with every single morning, friend. Don't care where you are, where you live. You can bookmark the website. Go there. It is my favorite resource. I use it every day to get prepared for the show. You should use it to get prepared for your life. It's fox35orlando.com. And, of course, Good Day Orlando, the whole crew, for those of you here locally and everybody else. Just know about our friend Amy Coughel. Find her on social media and give her a follow if you don't mind. Amy, we'll see you next week.
Love you guys.
There she goes.
Bye.
Amy Coughel. All right. When we come back, we've got a bunch of stuff to dive into. I've got some more updates on this Idaho firefighter situation. We'll get geared up for the next episode and a whole lot more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right lane's blocked on the Turnpike southbound before Clay Whaley Road. There's an accident reported on Tap Vineland Road at Central Florida Parkway. There's a crash getting cleared up here on Colonial Drive where it meets Amber Road. And traffic slowing down in your usual areas this afternoon on I-4 through that Champions Gate area and getting through those amusement parks. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa Hoagie Fest is here, and it's the summer of sandwiches. For a limited time, Wawa's mixing it up with hoagies, clubs, quesadillas, and more, all for $6 and under. Savor a summer of sandwiches and savings. Gotta have a Wawa.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Escape to poolside paradise at MGM Resorts in Las Vegas. Sip on a refreshing cocktail. Lounge in a luxury cabana. Earn on nonstop fun with MGM Rewards. Book a sizzling summer escape today. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite. Life-changing dentistry.
Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for a membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Looking for laughs? Ryan Holmes from Real Radio 104.1 brings his sharp, no-holds-barred comedy to the Mount Dora Music Hall Saturday, July 12th. One night, big laughs, special guests. Get VIP tickets now at MountDoraComedy.com.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Eye Candy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors. Original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at iCandyEnergyDrink.com. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details. And 6/30/25. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
We got 2 minutes, folks. We have 2 minutes. Bless your soul. Amy Coughel still having some technical issues on her end, thus the video not matching up and some other things. I think they got somebody who's like their tech person for this, who has like been out a bunch. We're gonna get back to the Disney cruise thing in a minute. I got updates on this firefighter shooter. Who was this 20-year-old? What was his motivation? His family, his parents coming into the picture. There's a lot of new details to talk about. Come on, folks. Come on. We got 1 minute, and we're coming back. How you feeling? Good? No YouTube still in Mega Chat. No, over here. Wait, over here? No, over here. Over here. Here-ish. Here. Mega Chat. Still no YouTube. Soon, though. You'll break through.
The impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Enjoy the long weekend with Casey Kasem and Classic American Top 40.
Hello again and welcome to American Top 40. My name's Casey Kasem and here comes our special year-end survey.
All weekend, it's every year-end countdown in order and commercial-free. Plus the very first AT40 show from July 4th, 1970.
I'm Casey Kasem with the #1 song of the year.
Just open the free iHeart app, search Classic AT40 and make it a preset now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY, P-A-Y, PAY. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
A little bit under the weather. This is the cold that just won't go away. So do stay away from it.
You're on the other side of this, man.
Yeah, I keep saying that. Keep hearing that too, but not yet. Not yet. I will be, however. I'll be past this cold, I promise you, by Thursday for the live show. We're working on backup plans in case the weather gets nasty or something, but we'll be fine.
I was just having a discussion with Jack about that.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, there are potentials for some weather issues, but it's so far away. We'll learn more as the week goes on, but try to get the day off. Come hang out with us for the live broadcast on Thursday.
It's happening no matter what. Like,
we're gonna be there.
Don't let our unsureness waver you on whether or not to come. It's just going to be whether or not we are under cover or outside in the elements.
The thing that we're absolutely sure about is that we will be there and we'll be broadcasting. So do come out with us. We got more on the Disney cruise ship situation where the pops jumped off after his little girl fell in the water. And also a lot more is coming out about the 20-year-old who is now the person they believe he's dead, but he's the one who shot at these firefighters, and the motivation on him and all of that is starting to leak out in a few early stories that we'll get to. But one thing I wanted to talk about before we tee up for the next episode on the show here, where we go through all the entertainment stuff, and there's a lot to talk about. AI, for many people, and technology, you think it's all going to improve your life and make it for the better. And it is. On so many fronts, it is. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be a great, bright future. Wear shades and all that. But the fact is, there's going to be some stuff about replacing people with robots/AI that you're going to hate. You're going to hate. And I want to warn people of these things before they come to fruition so that you're prepared for them. All right. You're probably not considering this. You're probably not thinking about this. But I continue to see the stories and stack them over here and think, oh, wow, this is actually really annoying. One of the things that's already happening right now, people are kind of melting down in some particular communities about this. The car rental industry. The car rental industry is starting to lean in to AI, artificial intelligence, and other technology. And they're replacing some jobs with that. And one of them is going to really annoy you. If you're somebody who often rents cars, you go to your Hertz or your National or your Enterprise, and you rent a car for the week or whatever. And what they're doing, and this has got people pissed off right now because they just rolled this out. This story says, driver fury as Hertz's new Orwellian scanners trigger instant fines for barely visible scuffs. So you rent your car, right? And you take it out for the week or whatever, and then you bring it back, and usually just some employee who doesn't really care that much about their job goes out in the parking lot and goes, looks good, thumbs up, all right? See you later. Here's the keys, we're done, right? We're all set, we're on the way. Now, Hertz is using this mega high-definition AI-powered software in this scanners. You bring your car back, they 360 scan your vehicle, and any slight imperfections that have arrived on the vehicle since you have rented the vehicle, they instantly fine you for. And people are getting like $400 fines, $500 fines.
It's ridiculous.
Like crazy.
Do I get a copy of the scan that they did before I stepped in the car?
I would hope so.
That's a good question.
They were using that technology, from what I understand, at Amazon.
Oh, yeah?
So every time the drivers would show up, and at least to end their shift, they would have to go through this giant scan.
Yeah.
And then they can clock out.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but with the amount of money they charge already, and they're going to do it like that, come on.
Like, here's an example of how this works, right? You go to Hertz. Hertz says, here's your car. You take it. And they immediately, when you bring it back, scan it. And this says, boop, alert, passenger side fender. I'm looking at it. And it shows this tiny, minuscule little ding that has been picked up by these high definition cameras that have scanned the car. Maybe it happened in a grocery store parking lot, maybe, here or there, whatever. And they pick it up and they immediately ding you for like $400 to fix this thing that before they never would have noticed. They never would have charged you for. You would have tossed the keys to the next person and on with your day. The scuffs, all of that stuff, you ain't getting away with it anymore. AI is filling that person's job, and the AI isn't trying to be nice to you. If you've experienced this already, or if you work over at one of the rent-a-car places, hit us up. Tell us what's going on. tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch right now. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Nintendo is going Super Orchestra, while a Fortnite player owes a whole bunch of V-Bucks. Fans are putting the Furious in Fast and Furious after the announcement of Paul Walker. I'm going to work on that one in the final movie. Plus, we bid adieu to two music legends. The beat goes on to heaven, and the mission is possible if that mission is death. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Real time.
Dull Mike. What's going on, guys? I gotta get in here and say hi before Sean cuts me off. As soon as Sean hits the button, his button's more powerful than my button. He can override me as soon as he hits the things. So I gotta get in here pretty quick. Say what's up. Hope everybody had a good weekend. What's up, yuckers? How are you? Our YouTube chatters seem to have disappeared. I don't know what's going on with the YouTube integration, but Hello, Sir Grapefellow. Hello, Bootsy. What's up? Who's coming out? Who is seeing out there? I think it's going to be a lot of you. We're going to have a good time. We might be inside. I don't.
Bootsy, did they charge you for that? I mean, let's be honest, that's going to be annoying. You bring your rental car back and they're like, Skull Mike overpowers Bill Mike. I didn't know he was there. Was he in the middle of a sentence? Did I cut him off in the middle of a sentence? No additional charges, thank God. They might be lenient for like a short period of time. But trust me, this new technology will make them way more money and replace humans and human labor. And there's no way they're not going to make the most of that. Crazy. Still no YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Regardless, hello. By the way, a lot of you got your merch in the last handful of days. Thank you to everybody who got your merch. If you do have any issues, tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com, all right? The next episode in 2 minutes. 2 and 2. Thank you, Insecure Walrus, for the resub. Appreciate you. I missed something tonight. Why the audio and video are not synced up? Is my audio and video not synced up? What's off? Is everything off? You guys got to tell us. That's helpful. Yes, AJ Soup, but is me? Everybody's audio is off. You're set. Well, I mean, this is weird because this is probably is this synced up right now? This is synced up. Yeah, this is going to be synced up. I'll tell C-Led, hang on. Skull mic to dome mic. There are some people talking about the sync, the audio video sync, but I don't know how much of that is like the Amy K stuff or.
Well, you know what I was thinking about during the Amy K thing? A lot of times when they set her up, they have some like.
Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Hey, friends, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate you no matter where you're listening today. And if you want to join the show, send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com or email. And if you want to be anonymous, put that on top. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Nothing. Well,
nailed it.
It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
And And listen to the next episode. Bit. The buttons right under each other. And that mortgage guy, Don, doesn't screw up. He actually helps you out, especially when it comes to difficult life decisions, maybe confusing when it comes to refinancing or buying a first-dream home, debt consolidation, HELOCs, reverse mortgages, SBAs, and everything in between. Work with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
48 years ago. This group right here.
Kiss.
2 points for Sealand. Oh, one of the guys. In 1977, Gene Simmons authorized the first Kiss comic book. It sold how many copies?
100,000.
No, 1,000.
Ooh.
It's got to be a low number because didn't it include somebody's blood?
It did, but it actually sold a lot of blood. 500,000 copies.
Oh, gosh.
The red ink was mixed with small amounts of blood from each group member.
Nice.
Rock and roll, baby. I don't know if they got any blood from Walter Scott, but he has passed. We bid adieu.
Fatality.
To what group was he in?
Walter Scott.
The Whispers.
That's right.
I never would have known that.
He has passed away at the age of 81 after a 6-month battle with the Big C.
Damn.
According to his family, he died peacefully in L.A.
When you said the name, I thought, isn't it Sir Walter Scott? And I go, nope, that person died in 1832.
Oh,
holy cow! All right,
not to be confused. But they called him. He had a twin brother. Did you know that?
No.
They called him Scotty Wallace. Scotty Scott helped shape timeless hits like "And the Beat Goes On," "Rock Steady," "It's a Love Thing," "Lady." They weren't just songs; they were a soundtrack to generations of black love stories, house parties, and Saturday morning cleaning sprees.
That's where "Beam Me Up" Scotty came from. Actually, that's
From Scotty
he's the
Scott?
guy. Yeah.
Also, the name of the once very popular home improvement and gardening store, Scotty's. Also a Walter Scott thing.
And I believe the paper towels.
Scott paper towels.
No, that's incorrect. That's false.
Lalo Schifrin has accepted the mission of dying.
All right.
It is the person best known for composing the Mission Impossible theme. Passed away at 93 years old. Argentine-American composer who is Shishing, the Face of God. Born in Buenos Aires in 1932, was the son of a professional violinist. A little nepo baby, huh? After studying piano and jazz in his youth, including a span where he frequently was gigging at jazz clubs in Paris, it reached a new level after he returned to Buenos Aires and formed a 16-piece band that ultimately secured a regular TV spot. And he went on to make the very famous Mission Impossible
That's
theme.
crazy. He's probably, that's the thing he'll be most known for, but he also scored Cool Hand Luke and Dirty Harry, and those were like, those are real popular movies for a while.
Not as popular as Mission Impossible, I guess.
No, and nothing's as like
I couldn't sing
identifiable.
anything.
Yeah.
This is kind of getting off some red flags, some warning flags, but then again, this man seems to never die. 99-year-old Dick Van Dyke had to cancel a comedy event due to health issues.
No.
Say what? Skipped his own charity event due to an unspecified illness. I'm guessing it's being 99. But
You think if you hired Dick Van Dyke for some big event, they would even sell you insurance for if he cancels?
No.
But I don't think he has missed a lot of stuff.
He's still kicking it, though. I got to give him credit. Absolutely.
He has been on the top of everyone's Deadpool for like 10 years. But he's still doing it. Wife showed up in his place, told the crowd, when you're 99 and a half years old, you have good days and bad days, and unfortunately today is not a good day for him.
What, is he counting the half like he's a 9-year-old?
Yeah, why not? You should on either side. When you're little, it makes sense, and when you're old, it makes sense.
3 points on the board. What day will he be turning 100 this year?
He is turning 100, believe it or not, on September 11th.
Ooh.
Christmas.
Hey.
New Year's Eve.
Kind of
December
combine
10th.
those
December
two.
10th.
Ooh.
December 9th. December 8th, December 7th, December 6th, December 5th, December 4th,
The 13th.
December 2nd.
December 13th. Someone who's already
This
dead.
guy just kept zigging. She was telling him to zag. He just kept zigging.
Zigged all the way. So
Ludicrous.
furious. The Fast and Furious star Vin Diesel says Brian O'Connor, character played by the late Paul Walker, could be returning for Fast and Furious 11, and now the fans are super furious.
What do you guys think about this? Bringing a character that died in a tragic way back
did
for the
already,
finale as an AI.
Wait. When you say they did already,
The brother.
a person who died in a tragic way?
No, they brought back for the last
Paul
movie,
Walker.
Fast and Furious 15, I think it was. They brought him back, and his brother was in his place, and they CGI'd his face on top of the brother's
So,
face.
that doesn't seem like there would be any controversy with this if they've already done that.
Yeah, they said the likeness of Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor would be appearing in the 11th and allegedly final Fast and Furious film. He made comments at Fuel Fest. It seems like a good time. Car enthusiast event in California alongside Tyrese Gibson and Paul Walker's brother, Cody. And they said, kind of teasing it, he might be returning, all car culture and the street racing and we're family forever kind of stuff. But a lot of people are getting upset, saying that it is too much and that Vin Diesel is kind of an egomaniac to even announce something like this. Very bleak S unfolding at this very moment in the Fast and Furious franchise. Reach out to your friends, said one viral tweet. The most recent film was 2023 Fast X, which grossed $714 million in the box office.
Wow.
Too fast for y'all. And finally, if you don't want to see people that are close to death or just being reimagined AI style after they died, may I introduce to you just no humans whatsoever. According to reports, we're getting Nintendo orchestra style.
All right, I'm down for this.
Yeah.
Nintendo president Shuntaro Fukawa.
What? Watch your mouth.
Come on now.
Furukawa has reportedly teased the possibility of official orchestral tours in the future following the success of the Nintendo Music app. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of this stuff making the rounds where you go see an orchestra perform anime songs or
How many songs can
what
they perform, really?
I don't know if I would be interested, but it might work.
My friend was on tour with a band, a big band that did all Cowboy Bebop, I think is the name of the anime, and they were selling out like all of the stops.
It's big time.
Last year, Nintendo launched this app that lets gamers listen to the soundtracks from a number of its iconic games. 23 albums were available at the launch. One new soundtrack has been added to the service every week, with 57 albums currently available. And they're like, you know what? Let's put an orchestra behind it.
I like
beside it. Or wherever you want to put it. On that bit tube, we've got American Ninja Warrior on NBC. Season finale of Kevin Costner's The West on History. First season finale of Yes, Chef on NBC. Shark Whisperer on Netflix.
I'm a shark.
And I guess that's going to be hosted by Ocean Ramsey. That's Gordon Ramsay's Ocean.
Kid's name is Ocean?
It's actually a marine conservationist and social media activist.
Okay.
And late night is all repeats. Follow your dream and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Got some remixes of The Fall. That's what I did this weekend. Enjoy it and say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Have you guys seen... First things first, whoever works in the entertainment industry and represents Gordon Ramsay, it's enough. We've had enough. This has been enough shows. Gordon Ramsay has had enough shows. At the time, it's over. It's done.
No, coming this.
Have you seen the new one
this fall? Ramsay Island.
Have you seen the new? The new one is Courtney goes.
Ramsay,
I got
Rams.
this new Gordon Ramsay show, and in this one, he rappels from the ceiling of the restaurant in the middle of the night. Because he wants to go into the walk-in without somebody knowing he's going to arrive. And so it's like Gordon Ramsay undercover. What's the dumbest thing in the world? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Gordon Ramsay show.
Okay, was he in that show that I think was on Fox where it was the different levels and it looked like there was a lot of engineering involved to pull this thing off?
Of people cooking?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, he was in that one where you would get like, relegated to the crappy floors or whatever, and people were cooking against each other. But now the new one is this. Gordon, so stupid.
Next Level Chef is what I was thinking of. Oh, gosh, look at him.
It's like Gordon Ramsay with like earpieces and like, LED flashlights and stuff, rappelling from the ceiling.
Mission Impossible guy died. We could use the food now.
It's so funny, though. I think, he's in everything. Hell's Kitchen, Master Chef, Next Level Chef, Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon Ramsay.
This was called Secret Service.
Uncharted. Gordon Ramsay's 24 Hours to Hell and Back, Secret Service now. But he's such a likable guy. I mean, I'm not going to watch the show, but whenever I see him on social media, like reviewing other people's recipes and just like ripping them apart, stuff like that, I think he's very likable and not super controversial.
Guy, kill himself?
Yeah.
After being featured on one of the shows? Because he was so mean?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I've heard stuff like that. I don't know if that's true or not. But
when you have been involved in 26 different cooking shows, the odds that somebody involved killed themselves is, it
would be amazing if they didn't. It would be amazing if that wasn't happening, actually. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we got more to get into on some of the stories we've talked about here today. The Disney cruise ship thing, we'll give you the details on that, with his father jumped overboard. We got the update on the shooter of these firefighters in Idaho. That story now breaking wide open. A shark attack works its way into the news. We have just barely scratched the surface, and we got a bunch of stories to get into. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic's piling up on I-75 northbound. Once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike, it's going to be your typical slowdowns on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and the Beach Line there. There's slowdowns at the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike and the Beach Line meet. There's no serious accidents affecting your ride this afternoon. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Summertime means poker time, and your shot at Vegas. Get ready for the Real Radio Texas Hold'em Charity Poker Tournament, presented by JustCallMo.com, benefiting the mustard seed of Central Florida. It's all going down Saturday, August 16th at the Orlando Science Center, and the top player wins a trip to Las Vegas. Our poker tournament may be sold out, but you can still bid on a seat at the Solar Source final table in our live auction. Plus, you can hang with your favorite Real Radio personalities in the That Mortgage Guy Don Casino. Enjoy food from Hard Rock Cafe Orlando and a free drink courtesy of Mills Air. Casino passes are on sale now. Don't miss out. Get all the details at realradio.fm/poker. Thanks to Just Call Mo, Solar Source, That Mortgage Guy Don, Mills Air, Hard Rock Cafe Orlando, and Fun Planners.
There's no such thing as a fender bender when it comes to motorcycle accidents.
More than 80% of crashes result in catastrophic injuries. Injuries that require experienced attorneys ready to fight for you. We are, and we will.
Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Sometimes the hardest step is the first, out of the shadows and into the light. Move Into Light is a community movement rooted in compassion and justice. We're breaking the silence around mental health, substance misuse, and addiction. Through harm reduction, inclusive support, and essential resources, we're dismantling stigma and building a path to healing.
Hello? Four minutes and 30 seconds. We're coming back down the pipeline, baby. I'm getting a little worried. C-Lane's like, oh, I gotta hit the Flonase. Oh. We can't have any people down for Thursday. I mean, I like sort of the drama building around this event. Will I be fully healthy? I think maybe check. Will everybody else be healthy? Maybe check. Will we get lucky with the weather and it's a beautiful day? Maybe check. On the July 12th event, are the News Junkie banners stealable this year? It's July 3rd, and no. Where were you when YouTube got banned? I was right here, folks. Hey.
Should I put the Leslie's in?
You can.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to turn off the pool.
Oh.
It's a little finicky.
Why is it being finicky?
A lot of times I have to be connected to the Wi-Fi, but I can't listen to iHeart with the Wi-Fi on because it just goes off.
So you turn off iHeart then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That guy sucks then.
What guy? You better get on out of here. See you later. Be safe out there, please. I am dying. Someone feel bad for me. Avendosora, I feel so bad for you. Wait, hold on. Mr. Predicto, should we feel bad for Avendosora?
Yes.
All right.
Without question.
All right, without question, I feel bad for you, Avendosora. I'm thinking about you right now. I want you to pull through, and I know you're going to do it. I feel good about our prospects here. I think you're going to dominate this week. Even though they're trying to drag you down, don't let them do it. Don't let the bastards get you down. So feel better, okay? Feel better. Excuse me. Less than 2 minutes, coming back. Also, if you're on YouTube or Twitch, follow or subscribe. It's free. You'll get alerts. And each day you'll be able to keep up with what's happening in the show and also what's happening in the world. Fuck the news. Don't watch the news anymore. Disconnect. If you hang out with us each day, we'll let you know everything you need to know, and we'll be able to digest it together. The rest of it's miserable. Damn. All right, we're coming back. Will Courtney be autographing magnets for the live show? Maybe. Maybe. AJ, no worries. No worries. AJ Soup, no worries. Thank you, though. I want the heads up if something's gone wrong, no matter what, even if it's wrong. We investigated. It looks good. Thank you.
We're done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
Some of your dispatch is all lined up and ready to go here in just a moment on the show. Send yours. Record it now at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also email the show tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Sealand, we got to rework Ice Panda, our band, because as far as I could tell,
somebody's taking the name.
No, there's just like there's new strategies, I think, for really making it big, and there's certain things
give
that
it to me.
Yeah, there's certain things that can really kick us up to the next level. It appears if we become the most anti-Semitic band,
okay,
we will go really far. Like, we will end up soaring to new heights if we try that out.
In popularity or just being talked about?
Just in terms of, like, the opportunities you get, apparently. Because I was watching some of the streaming from the Glastonbury Music Festival, which I never know how to compare these things. Like, I don't know if Glastonbury is as big as Coachella or...
It's definitely one of the biggest.
It's big. There's, like...
For that area.
Huge crowds of people that show up in the UK for these music festivals, and the whole thing is streamed on the BBC. Save for, like, some of it that they were trying to stop. Like, there's a band called Kneecap, and their whole thing is, like, they're always...
I've heard of them.
Going off on Israel, and they're, they're like the Palestinian flags look waving in the crowd, and they have all these controversial lyrics and stuff. And what's crazy is some of these bands aren't even really that popular, but then they're playing on this stage in front of all these people. Like, they had a group. It looked to just be one singer to me, but they said it's like a duo or something. I literally only saw one guy called Bob Villain.
That is so common. I keep noticing this in festival lineups. There are so many
puns
acts that are some sort of reworking of an old popular name.
Yeah, not what All Day Yuckers is saying in chat. The Diabeatles. That is that's not it. Bob Villain is not the worst name I've ever heard, but the guy, like, I go, who is this guy? When I started to see all these stories about him, because the BBC is saying they're apologizing. They shouldn't have done his live stream. They should have pulled his live stream because it was anti-Semitic. And he's like chanting death to people live on stage, which I don't know if I've ever been to a concert before and they're like, death, death. Like, well, okay. And he's chanting death to the IDF, which is the Israeli military, Israeli Defense Forces, which, just so you know, it's like one of those other loopholes where they'll be like, I wasn't chanting death to the Jews.
Right. Just
who would do that?
Just the Jew army.
Just the Jew army that they're all legally obligated to join and serve in. So every Jew or every Israeli Jew is required to spend time in the IDF, their military. And he's up there on the stage. Shoot, I don't know if I could play this or not.
Ready to dump?
Yeah, just be if you don't mind, because this is like he had a death chant that he was doing, death to the IDF, and free Palestine, which I don't care if anybody says free Palestine, but saying death to people at a concert seems really weird.
Free! Dump that.
Okay.
Oh, what? Did I miss something?
He said effed up.
Oh. Man. Now I'm just going to leave it. I'll just tell you. He starts chanting death to the IDF and says that over and over. And the crowd is like, yeah. And I'm like, this is a concert, people. What the hell is going on here? What's happening at this music festival? But the thing I was most confused by, despite the fact that BBC is like, we're apologizing, and this guy is like tripling down on his, band with horrible music. Who cares about these people? The thing that blows my mind is I go, this guy's on a big stage, maybe not the main stage, but a big stage at this Glastonbury Music Festival. And Ice Panda needs to come back and out anti-Semitic all of these people.
I don't know
because
if you guys should do that.
The YouTube channel for this guy, his YouTube channel has like 20,000 subscribers. Like, the guy is not big. He's not by any way, shape, or form like a big, successful musician. But somehow, if you go out there and you're like this crazy, you'll be playing on like a main stage at one of these music festivals, which is just wild to me. I don't get it. And I mean, maybe some of the people are with it. I know, like, look, music fans, the artistic groups, all these kind of people are pretty interested in, they're giving an ear and lending a heart to the Palestinian cause, which generally speaking is fine. But like chanting death to people at a music festival, it seems weird. It seems, especially since what started the recent skirmish was a music festival in Israel where a whole bunch of people died. That also, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying he's thinking about that. I don't know if that's like consciously playing out in his head. I think he's just maybe a pretty terrible person who's up there saying all this stuff. So the BBC is like, we're sorry. But this guy was like a nobody in the music world. And you say enough terrible stuff about Jews, and they will give you the slot, baby. They'll let it happen. C-Lane might think this is too controversial, but I think if we get a couple like real banger anti-Jew songs, we could be there next year at Glastonbury.
Yeah, but then the people that like your band are all terrible.
Maybe. I don't know. It depends on what group we target. Like, you know, death to blank. All we have to do is put a really hated group in there. Like a group that, like, death to, well, that would be more suitable, I think, than this, but death to, like, door-to-door salesmen.
Okay.
To people who interrupt brunch.
Now you're starting to reel me back in.
There's got to be a group of people that are so horrific and so disliked that even more so than the Jews, maybe the pedos. If you did that, like, nobody's gonna not chant that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course I want that to happen. Bob Villain making a name for himself.
Trying to think of the other ones I've seen that are like that. Obviously, one of the more popular examples of it is Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah.
But there are a bunch of DJs that have those sort of names. Bob Villain's one that sticks out, and there's a couple others. There was someone that was named after Willy Wonka that I saw in one of the lineups.
Oh yeah,
it's like Wonky Willow, or
that's the new naming thing that everybody's doing.
It's a pretty common practice, I think.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even hate the name. I'm fine with the name. It's just like, can we not chant death to groups of people at music
festivals? I think there's
festival?
a Rit Momney, if this list is accurate. Chet Faker.
Dred Zeppelin.
I think Dred Zeppelin is actually a reggae cover band of Led Zeppelin, or it was an album that a cover band did. But
that I'd be down for.
Yeah.
I'd like that more than like, why do I want the lead singer of a band chanting about killing people or death to people? For God's sake, what is happening out there? You lost the plot, man. Let's go back to some details on this Disney cruise and the rescue thereof. A young girl, this guy's daughter, she fell into the water, fell overboard off the Disney Cruise Line ship. And the father, even though they were like, the rules suggest you're not supposed to jump in after anybody who falls over. Get out of here with that. The father jumps into the sea and treads water for like 20 minutes with his young daughter, and the cruise ship comes back around. And then there's people already coming after this guy and saying, like, he was responsible for the reason why his daughter fell in to begin with. Lots of things. So let's learn some more details from NBC Miami.
From Disney Cruise Lines, after a family vacation turns into a terrifying situation, a child fell off a Disney cruise ship while at sea. The child's father jumping in to save that child. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner is joining us live from Port Everglades, where that ship just docked moments ago. We're starting to see passengers get off that cruise ship.
Yeah, we have been here talking to passengers as they've been coming out of this door right behind me. For the most part, everyone I've spoken to, they saw that rescue. It was hard not to when they come over the loudspeaker and they say, Mr. Bob or Mob, rather, which means man overboard. The ship turned around. People just...
Well, they say Mr. Mob? Mr. Mob, man overboard? And that's like their... What's the Mr. part?
Do they not just have a code with a color?
Yeah,
we have a code blue going on.
But I was thinking, why would they want any kind of code
Mr.
going on?
Mob?
Yeah,
why would you want it to be a
knows.
secret? Don't you want everybody to know that there's a person overboard? Isn't it kind of like...
I've seen footage of people that were on cruise ships in which someone fell overboard and they straight up said it over the loudspeaker.
Yeah, it's because they're like, everybody, pay attention. Mayday, basically. I don't know why they would want it to be a secret, but maybe that's a thing.
Arrived seeing that rescue, and we have it on video where you can see the boat going over to that duo in the water. water. The passengers I spoke to described that father treading the ocean water for upwards of 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 20 minutes, I've heard. But he was way out, way away from the cruise ship at the end of all this.
I think
just
I heard
sitting there.
The entire rescue was about 20 minutes, but he was in the water for 10.
Okay. All right. So, he sees his daughter in there. He says, screw the rules. I'm jumping in. And then he sits there and stays with her until they were able to bring the rescue team out, and they saved both of them, thankfully.
Imagine treading water for over 10 minutes in a calm swimming pool. That's hard enough. Now, in the ocean with massive waves and the unknown of what's below you, the passengers were just in awe that the father jumped overboard after that little girl, but said he had no choice. They would have done the same exact thing.
Of course, and most of you would. Most of you would have done the exact same thing. As for these details about the father is actually to blame, I haven't seen anything to verify that as of yet.
But if that's the case, definitely probably more likely to jump over.
Even more so. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. If dad
also doesn't hurt that it was daylight out. If it was nighttime.
Bye.
Sorry. Not gonna jump.
Yeah, and also the other story that we've been following, this sniper who started a fire in Idaho, and then when he draws in the firefighters, starts opening fire on them, killing multiple firefighters, killing at least 2 firefighters. The person was identified as a 20-year-old by the name of Wes Raleigh, and name only important while we're figuring out who this person is, and then we won't repeat it over and over, but this person's body was found near his weapon at the scene of this fire he allegedly started. They don't know if he was killed by a police officer's bullet or if he took his own life to end this whole ordeal. We heard the scanner traffic earlier, which was just absolutely jaw-dropping. 2 firefighters who were killed in the suspected ambush have yet to be identified. A third firefighter was fighting for his life after being struck by this bullet, but is now in what they call stable condition, which is good. And there's a lot of people out there trying to determine what was happening here and why this person was motivated to attack these firefighters. I've already seen, here's this stepmother who's got a MAGA hat on, or whatever they're trying to do.
But I don't know about that. If you see that the picture that we saw that was allegedly of the kid, I don't know if we're 100% certain, but the one picture looked 100% manifesto-y.
Yeah, he fit the bill. He kind of looked like a dude who would do this. But the story from the New York Post that people are starting to send to tips@thenewsjunkie.com says, chilling coincidence of Ohio shooting sends internet sleuths into overdrive. And this says, the deadly ambush of firefighters in Idaho on Sunday occurred on the anniversary of the burning of an infamous neo-Nazi compound by the local fire department for a training exercise in 2001. Sunday's killer ambushed firefighters after deliberately setting a blaze on Canfield Mountain near Coeur d'Alene, killing 2 of the smoke eaters and leaving a third fighting for his life. Now, internet sleuths have pointed out the deadly incident occurred 24 years to the day after the deliberate burning of the former headquarters of the Aryan Nations group in Hayden Lake, just 7 miles away. So, again, nobody really knows just yet if this was connected in some way or...
24 years?
Yeah.
They're probably not even the same firefighters.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Eerily similar, considering 2 died, 1 holding on for dear life.
And I think that they are also just trying to find out, because we are, as human beings, are just very curious. Why would somebody do this? This is horrific. And as of now, I don't think we truly know just yet, but there's lots of people speculating out there. The same thing. I see the same thing every time. The photo of Sam Hyde with the semi-automatic rifle, and here's the photo of the shooter, which is fake every time, and all the same things over and over and over and over and over again. So, walk gently, grain of salt everything for at least now. That's what we're doing, but we'll tell you what we know about the story because it is a very interesting one. Let's see. Let's work in 1 or 2 dispatches very quickly. Here is Brian talking about what C-Lane brought up, which is that Cowboy Bebop.
This is my friend that was in it.
Oh, is it?
I can almost guarantee that too.
Hey, junkies.
Yep.
C-Lane, it's your buddy that's in Cowboy Bebop Live.
Nice.
Just wanted to say it's really cool that Nintendo is looking to do this because it took us a while to get the rights to be able to do all this. But when we finally went out and did all these shows, like we did 15,000 miles in like over 40 cities earlier this year.
Damn.
We every single day we would meet someone that said, this is the first concert I've ever been to. And it's really cool. We're getting to like people to go out to live music that have never even been to a show. People in like mid-late 20s, mid-late 30s. So, you know, I want to see more of this stuff. And check us out on Cowboy Bebop Live on socials if you want to see more of what we do. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you, Brian.
That's cool.
Brian's a good guy. He very much loves what he does. But they were explaining it a little bit to me because it was a little bit hard to get the permission to do it, you know, to get the rights.
Well, just for those who don't know what this is or who are just tuning in, Cowboy Bebop is like an anime type show.
It's a show that I know zero about.
But there's a big fan base, dedicated fan base for it. So the band does music from this anime, and they go around and perform live.
And it's synced up to like footage of the show and stuff. And it was hard for them to get the music. And one of the guys that's in there that's like a really, really talented dude, like went through and arranged all the parts. And like a lot of this was done themselves.
That's cool.
And then when it started getting popular, people started seeing the dollar signs. They're like, we're putting you guys on tour.
Why not? Yeah, Big Doug Millionaire says, so some 20-year-old is that mad about a 24-year-old issue? Yeah, I mean, that seems a little strange. And then they're following up with they're mad about the Sumerians and the Crusades, et cetera, et cetera. That does seem like a stretch, but you never know. All I know is that's very messed up and dark, and anybody who would do this, at the very least, has to be just degraded morally and mentally to the point where they would want to lure in firefighters to kill them, aside from whatever it is that was motivated them. But with all the Iran stuff going on and various other things happening in the world, there's something new happening every 5 minutes. You never know. You don't know what the hell is pushing these people overboard. So we're keeping an eye on that, just like everything else. And we'll give you the updates when we know things are more confirmed and we know that some motivations might be more locked in. Meanwhile, some things you need to know. I don't care where you're at in the United States listening right now, if you are in the U.S. or anywhere for that matter, we do have a tropical storm that is formed out there. And how is that going to impact this week? What's going to go on? What's going to happen? We'll give you all the latest you need to know about Tropical Storm Barry. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The monsters in the morning.
Yeah, you got to get them a ramp on.
Anyway. The monsters in the morning.
Real radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's no serious accidents affecting your ride this afternoon. It's going to be your typical slowdowns on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Traffic's piling up on I-75 northbound once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike there. Expect some rainy conditions on the roadways, slippery roads, and reduced visibility. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Buy one, get 2 free at Pyro Spot Fireworks. That's right, you can shop Florida's largest selection of buy one, get 2 free fireworks. Pyro Spot prices and products blow the competition away, with fireworks so good, your neighbors will think you've gone pro. Easily use their on-site videos to plan your own incredible fireworks show. Locations now open in Eustis, Longwood, and online at iwantfireworks.com. That's iwantfireworks.com. Shop Pyro Spot Fireworks for buy one, get 2 free, and be a backyard hero.
Hey, we all think about buying a house instead of renting a house, right? But do you realize that you're renting electricity every month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching the prices rise year after year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? And start with that pool heater solar. It is awesome. I'm thrilled to say Solar Source, you can do the pay-as-you-go plan where you can save each month starting at just $99. Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984. Ask about the battery backup option to protect you during a storm season. It's Solar Source.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Hey, man! Do you know about the volume toll discounts from ePass?
Yeah? The more you drive, the more you save. Why are you yelling, dude?
Because more volume, more savings! You know, volume, louder! So I'm cranking it up!
No, genius. Volume toll discounts. As in, the more you drive, the more you save? Up to 25% per month? So why don't you save money and my eardrums? You don't have to yell. You just have to drive.
Oh, thanks. That makes sense. Plus, my throat was starting to get scratchy.
Get your free ePass sticker now in black at getepass.com.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
Enjoy the long weekend with Casey Kasem and Classic American Top 40.
Hello again and welcome to American Top 40. My name's Casey Kasem and here comes our special year-end survey.
All weekend, it's every year-end countdown in order and commercial-free, plus the very first AT40 show from July 4th, 1970.
I'm Casey Kasem with the #1 song of the year.
Just open the free iHeart app, search Classic AT40, and make it a preset now.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
NewsJunkie.com. And you can watch us, as always, over on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Despite the fact that all your YouTube comments are completely rejected from Mega Chat right now. It's insane. It's unacceptable.
Rejected.
It's not us. It's not our fault.
They were there at the beginning of the show.
They were there, yeah.
They're doing that weird thing where it's like a weird username instead of YouTube. It used to show the person's full name, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or you had some sort of control over that, but it was doing the other way, and then they just disappeared.
Yeah, and these are bad weeks, these next couple of weeks, to fix anything like that, just being honest with you. There's a lot going on. Don't forget, on Thursday, it is July 3rd, a live show. We'd love to see you out there if you're available and want to hang out with us. Be at in Mount Dora. It's a place called Whiskey Kitchen. You can look this up. We're going to be out there doing the show live on Thursday. We hope to see your faces out there.
That'd be fun.
I am looking up, speaking of fun, I am looking at the one big, beautiful bill.
Wow.
I'm looking at the one big, beautiful bill. Now, I'm kind of lying to you because this is only the summary of the one big, beautiful bill. And what does it say that the summary of the one big, beautiful bill is 47 pages alone, all by itself?
Righty.
That thing is 47 pages.
They couldn't
the
get
whole
like
thing,
ChatGPT to summarize it for them?
They probably could have, but we haven't reached that level yet, I don't think.
I need the summary of the summary.
Yeah.
Now we've got 47 pages for the summary of the one big, beautiful bill. The whole thing is 1,000 pages, I believe. 1,000 pages, which there's too much Love Island out there for people to be paying attention to that.
Emphasis on big, then.
Yeah.
It's a big, beautiful bill.
I'm not going to understand it. I need Oscar to explain it in lemonade stand terms for me.
if you don't mind. Even just like the index of it is on and on and on and on. And what I noticed looking at this a little earlier, when you actually get to the start of this, section 1 of the one big, beautiful bill is talking about tax rates changing. Can you look up the tax rate brackets by income? Because all I see is bracket 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And some of these are like, so bracket 1, those are the poorest people. Your taxes aren't changing, 10% to 10%. And I'll be honest with you, poor people, you really don't pay that many taxes to begin with. You're skirting off of the rich people and the mildly rich people, at least for now. The second tax bracket, which is, this is a good one to reduce if you can, is going down from 15% taxes to 12% taxes. Seems okay. The third, but now I don't know what income levels these are at.
Right.
What is the third bracket at?
I'm on IRS.gov.
That sounds like a legit source.
And then, so we have the 10% tax rate on taxable income from $0 to $11,600.
That's not much.
And then you said number 2 was what they reduced to 12%?
Yeah, from 15% to 12.
It says 12 here. That's from 11,601 to 47,150.
Okay, that's a pretty big tax bracket then.
Yeah.
It's for a lot of earners on that side. And so that will go from 15% to 12%, which is good. What about number 3?
I got 22%. And that takes us from where we left off at 47,151 all the way up to 100,525.
All right, so it's going to go down for those folks. It's going to go down for people in the 4th tax bracket.
Okay.
It's going to go down for all the tax brackets, actually. It's except for number 6. What's tax bracket number 6? They're not getting
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a 6 and a 7. Is 6 the highest
6.
you have?
Yeah. No. 6 is just the one that didn't get any break at all. There's no tax break.
6 is 35%, and that's taxable income from $243,726 up to $609,350.
All right.
These are such specific numbers. Like, why couldn't you just cut it off and go $609,000?
No
Just
tax
in
break
case.
for those people. That is a real bitch.
And then the last
7
tax bracket, number 7, is $609,351 and above.
Yeah. You know what's the real bitch is sometimes when you hop up, like if you hop up from what tax bracket 2 ends where? What did you say?
Number 2 ends at 47,150.
So if you make like $47,200, if you make $47,200,
yeah,
you get a little bit more money, but then your tax goes up to almost double. And
so, all right, say you made
that's like the meanest raise you could give somebody.
Say you made $47,000, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you're like, all right, I'm in that lower tax bracket. I'm comfortable here. And then your boss comes in one day and goes, guys, we just de-drilled the third quarter.
Great job.
Good job, everybody. I'm giving you all $1,000 bonuses.
Congratulations.
Does that mean the bonus just effed you right up to the next tax bracket?
I think it might. I think it might.
It's time to start donating to charity.
Yeah, you start losing all your money instead of getting it there. But it was so crazy to go through this whole big, beautiful bill. And trust me, I'm not going to do that to you and just watch listeners rip off and head to other stations. But what's kind of wild is
exodus.
How different all of these things are that they group together in bills like this. Like extension of increased estate and gift tax exemption amounts and permanent enhancement. And then you'll see that right next to something that is like not related to it in the slightest as these pages go on and on and on and on and on. Like one thing is about the ability to tax people from money that is derived from logos that they own. And you're like, okay, this is like really specific, all of this stuff. Extension of exclusion from gross income of student loan dischargement amount on account of death or disability. Like,
right.
Okay. Again, that's why I say all the time, these bills are insanely large. They're bloated. They're way too bloated. They are unfocused. This is not how this stuff was supposed to be done ever. It's ridiculous that you have this. Even the shortened version of it, no one is going to read at 47 pages long. It's a bunch of blah, blah, blah that you're lucky if even the politicians end up reading. This is the Cliff's Notes version as opposed to the version that's 1,000 pages that they spent almost all weekend reading into the record for the first time. But lots of heat for the one big beautiful bill from people like Elon Musk and others that think it might be wasteful and that all the things that could have been done by Doge are kind of undone by this big expensive bill. And I think those folks are actually on to something over there. Tropical Storm Barry is out there. What are we going to see this weekend?
Yeah.
Well, right now we are talking about sustained winds of 35 miles per hour for Tropical Storm Barry. And it's moving about 9 miles per hour so far. There's also a Tropical Storm Flossie out there, which is quite a fun name for a tropical storm. But Tropical Storm Barry is the big one that people are paying attention to. It will have, especially for you folks in the southeastern United States, right? Our West Palm Beach friends, our Port St. Lucie friends, all the way up the state of Florida, our Central Florida, Orlando friends, all the way up through Jacksonville and Tallahassee. The state of Florida and Georgia, our friends over there, where we were on in Atlanta for some time, all you folks are going to see at least some pretty bad weather from this Tropical Storm Barry. Will it try to cancel our live show on Thursday? It might try, but it will have to pry it from our cold, dead hands. We will not let that happen. We will broadcast regardless, and that's why we want to see you out there. It's going to be an absolute blast.
Okay, apparently we, or maybe just me, had maybe you. I don't know. I think we jumped the gun a little bit on this tax bracket stuff.
What did we get wrong?
You only are taxed that amount on the portion of your income that's in the bracket.
Yes,
right. I think I was getting that wrong.
No. So, like, if you go just over into the next category, you
by
pay
$100. You like if I go to the 22% by $100, I only pay taxes on that $100. The 22%. The rest of it's still 12.
You are still taking a penalty. You're getting a punishment for a raise in that case, and going to double the tax amount because those lower tax brackets are pretty low tax amounts. One of the most common chants you ever hear is like, the rich need to pay their fair share and all this stuff. I hate to tell you this, but rich people are the ones, and people who make more than, let's say, $100,000 are the ones who pay the lion's share of the taxes in this country. Can they pay more? Should the mega rich, because everybody, when they talk about rich these days, most people are talking about billionaires and people with like hundreds of millions of dollars. They want them to pay the taxes mostly, or want them to not exist at all. Like this Mamdani dude who's possibly going to be the next mayor of New York City. I think he said that in an interview this week. I've got that clip. Let's see. Let's listen to what he said. This is Zohan Mamdani, the guy who is possibly going to be the next mayor of the biggest city in the United States of America.
You are a self-described democratic socialist. Do you think that billionaires have a right to exist?
I don't think that we should have billionaires because, frankly, it is so much money in a moment of such inequality. And ultimately, what we need more of is equality across our city and across our state and across our country. And I look forward to work with everyone, including billionaires, to make a city that is fairer for all of them.
Yeah, billionaires might be hard to
who's going to be
wrangle in.
Billionaire is going to be rushing to work with him right now that he just said that.
You're going to extinct me. You're going to extinct me? But I am all for it. Some of them might be. And by the way, that's not an unpopular thing. Of all the things that he is doing or proposing, and like socialist tie-ins and communist tie-ins and those kind of things, this is not unpopular. Most people, if you get into like class issues and stuff, most people are not going to shed tears for billionaires. They don't care at all. They wouldn't care if that happened. So among his policies, this is probably not the most radical of them. Although, I mean, at some point you have to realize you're running for the mayor of a city, not the governor of a state or the president of the United States. Not necessarily going to have the level of power that you're thinking about. But he was in this interview on Meet the Press over the weekend, getting some more attention out there. Let's see. I got more clips of that, but maybe we'll wait until the end when we do more of like a grab bag thing. We still have to talk about the alligator Alcatraz because there was protests for that this weekend.
Amongst the alligators.
Alcatraz. The alligators were not involved, but there were people out there protesting the fact that they were going to start using this alligator alley prison with an airstrip to put legal immigrants that they're rounding up, and people were not happy about that.
Is it even a prison yet?
I don't think
can we call it a prison yet?
They were talking about like, oh, we're going to get it in use by real soon, like by this month or the next couple of months or something, which seems easier said than done. I know there's some facilities on the product.
They're rolling in portables like my elementary school.
Yeah, I don't know how fast this will be up and running, but there are some people who are against it, so we'll talk about that a little bit. More importantly, when we come back, I want to talk about a shark attack. All right, lots of shark attacks in the news. This one in particular, I got to talk about this because I got to take on this shark attack. I want to see where people are at on this. We'll get to that. We'll get to your dispatch. We'll get to your emails. We've got a lot more to talk about. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative.
Restricted free agents. Soccer, after coming up short against Cincinnati over the weekend, Orlando City is preparing for a road match this Saturday. They'll be in Charlotte. Baseball, the Marlins now with 7 wins in a row. They scored 5 in the 8th and beat Arizona. The Rays, meanwhile, were held to a single run. They lost to Baltimore and dropped 2 of 3 in the series. I'm Matt McCoy.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Score limited time savings on your favorite snacks and drinks at Wawa. Whether you're craving a refreshing drink or a tasty treat, Wawa has you covered. Enjoy exclusive deals in-store or on the Wawa app, making it easier than ever to fuel your day without breaking the bank. Don't miss out on summer savings, perfect for road trips, beach days, or backyard hangs. Savor a summer of savings. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey everybody, Jim Culver here, man. No question, getting caught with a leaky roof during hurricane season is not good. That's why I strongly suggest a call to Eustace Roofing. These guys are awesome, and don't let the name fool you. They serve all of Central Florida, and these guys are awesome. Been doing it since 1959. That's 65 years in the roofing business. These guys offer interest-free financing, and they are metal roof experts, which means they build it on-site to the specifications of the home. The real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts. Visit EustaceRoofing.com to schedule your free estimate today.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends Monday. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. That's all the way to the year 2030. All designer rings and all certified diamonds are included. All colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back. So act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $200 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $50 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0. So you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Monday, June 30th and will not be extended. International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Your cruise is booked, but why rush to the port when you can start your vacation early? The legendary Cocoa Beach is your ultimate pre-cruise paradise, just minutes from Port Canaveral. Stretch out on sandy shores, surf some waves, or kayak with dolphins before you set sail. Need a hotel? Cocoa Beach has plenty, plus shuttle packages to get you to the ship on time. Why wait for the ship to start having fun? Book your adventure now at legendarycocobeach.com.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call Trajan today, 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Candy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors: original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at iCandyEnergyDrink.com. iCandy Energy Drink.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
See things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio, the free iHeartRadio app.
Score limited time savings on your favorite snacks and drinks at Wawa. Whether you're craving a refreshing drink or a tasty treat, Wawa has you covered. Enjoy exclusive deals in-store or on the Wawa app, making it easier than ever to fuel your day without breaking the bank. Don't miss out on summer savings, perfect for road trips, beach days, or backyard hangs. Savor a summer of savings. Gotta have a Wawa.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Junkie.
Trial. They're on verdict watch over there. We're going to know at some point what the outcome of this whole thing is. And don't even worry if you haven't been paying attention like everything else on this show. We'll catch you up. We'll let you know what's going on. We'll keep you in the loop. Before we get to jury duty, couple of things here. Number one, I talked about the Bob Villain guy who was ranting about killing people during his set at Glastonbury this weekend. And then afterwards, I think C-Lane saw that the U.S. government, as a result, has blocked their travel visas. And
they pulled them.
They're not going to, they won't be able to perform in the United States, which is kind of an interesting thing because then you go
on the tour.
What that number one, Justin Timberlake style, and secondarily, like, what things can you say and not get your visa revoked to come to the United States, and what things can, what things that will work to do that? Like, if he would have said, "Hey, F the Iranian government, death to Iran," I don't feel like the U.S. State Department would be like, "We're going to pull your travel visa." I don't think they would have done that. So in this case, they did. And I think he's horrific and gross, but, I'm one of these people that, like, I wish everybody was just not hypocritical on this. Like, my problem with this scumbag is he's not for the opposite of what he's saying. Like, he wouldn't be for somebody saying the very same thing that he's claiming and saying, well, freedom of speech, they should be allowed to say that. Not that they have freedom of speech in England. But
no, he might be up on criminal investigations in England.
Right. Yeah, like they might actually.
I think there's two of them.
And there are, but there's like one guy is like the main dude. I saw him the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this was my one of my bigger concerns from the Glastonbury Festival, because you had all these big pop stars out there. One of the biggest is, whether you like her or not, Olivia Rodrigo. She's a big star.
Mm-hmm.
She has some popular songs and people like them. And she started doing a song, and the person who was responsible for it came out, and I go, oh, wow, okay, oh, it's Friday, I'm in Love. And then I go, oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh, that's how he looks, man.
Why does he? I know, he just looks.
He's been looking like that.
He is
wild,
concerning looking. Robert Smith is always concerning looking, but this to me seemed worse than usual.
He reminds me of, like, my great aunt.
He does.
It just screams expired.
He does have
you
big old lady vibes, very big old lady vibes that he's kicking out here. But beautiful song. I have to salute that. They did a duo. I almost called it she. Robert Smith and Olivia Rodrigo did a duo of Friday I'm in Love at Glastonbury. That was one of the things that wasn't chanting people's death, which is, a good thing. All right.
How could Friday I'm in Love, be controversial?
Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. He's the best of the best, and he's there to help you out. If you get into an accident, reach out to Mo DeWitt. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or justcallmo.com. The Diddy case, the jury now has deliberations in their hands. Here's what to know from the Associated Press. For 7 weeks, Jesus, I would just be exhausted of this right now if I was anybody who was on this trial. For 7 weeks, they have been listening to this case against Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs.
I thought it was going to be 10, though.
Yeah, it still could be technically, but that would be a really long time for them to deliberate, I would think. But here's the AP story. For 7 weeks, a jury in Manhattan has listened as prosecutors laid out criminal sex trafficking and racketeering case charges against rapper Sean Diddy Combs. They heard his ex-girlfriends and other witnesses deliver shocking accounts of violence and drug-fueled sex marathons. On Monday, jurors are set to begin deliberating, ultimately deciding whether Combs was running a criminal enterprise, as the government says, or, as his lawyer insists, merely living a swinger lifestyle that included recreational drug use and, regrettably, domestic violence. The answer will determine the future of one of music's biggest moguls and cultural figures of the last 4 decades. If convicted, Combs, 55, would face 15 years to life in prison. The charges are racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Prosecutors say Combs coerced women into abusive sex parties involving hired male sex workers, ensured their compliance with drugs like cocaine and threats to their careers, and silenced victims through blackmail and violence that included kidnapping, arson, and beatings. But the attorney for Combs calls it a fake trial, and you heard their defense earlier, which I think is going to do fairly well. Like, just the idea that they go, look, he's a swinger. Yes, he's into this. Yes, he's into drugs. Yes, he abuses women, but that's not what he's on trial for. You got to get him on the racketeering. What is racketeering?
Despite them passing the drugs around to the jury, which is something that you would do in, I don't know, a drug trial.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, in this case, it's
it would
not
have been
that.
for one of those jurors to be like, because I don't want to make sure. Evidence.
Why not? Maybe, they had an opportunity. Did anybody take it? We may never know. What is racketeering? The most serious charge, racketeering conspiracy, alleges that Combs ran a criminal enterprise for 2 decades that relied on bodyguards, household staff, personal assistants, and others in his orbit to facilitate and cover up crimes. These charges are RICO charges, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, which came about in 1970 to target the mafia and various gangs. And to prove the charge, prosecutors must show that an enterprise existed and was involved in a pattern of racketeering activity. In this case, that alleged activity includes kidnapping, arson, bribery, and sex trafficking. Thus why it's going to be so hard to prove all of this. But right now, the jurors are considering this, and we'll see what they come back with for Diddy on those 5 felony charges. Again, 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force and coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. We'll tell you when the verdict comes down. I got to get to this shark attack story. That is a really interesting one that I want to go deep on in a moment here. We'll also get to a really interesting point about the future of self-driving cars. An original and interesting point, I think, on this. Are self-driving cars inevitable, or is there a major problem that no one is talking about yet? We'll go over that. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with Night 2 of the Mount Dora Summer Night Series with Ryan Holmes from the Monsters in the Morning, July 12th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
You might experience some rainy conditions on the roads this afternoon. Expect some reduced visibility and slippery roadways. There's no serious accidents affecting your ride on the major roadways here. It's just your typical slowdowns through that amusement park area. Traffic's piling up once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike to I-75 northbound. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Imagine yourself winning $1,000 this summer. Would you do a beach weekend? Upgrade your phone? Commission a custom portrait of yourself? Hey, we're not here to judge. We are here to give you that chance to get $1,000 in your hand. 13 times each weekday. Hear keyword, enter website, answer phone. We are the best at this, and you are in the right place. Real Radio 104.1. This national contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at FloridasHistoricCoast.com.
Summer is here, and you know what that means. Carbecues. No, not barbecues. Carbecues. Where your seats roast, your steering wheel sizzles, and your sunglasses melt into the dash. Get a WeatherTech sunshade for your windshield and the full vehicle kit to cover all your windows. Custom fit for your specific vehicle, Sunshade blocks the scorching sun and harmful UV rays to keep your cabin nice and cool. So say no to fried thighs with the all-American-made WeatherTech sunshade, because it's your car, not a casserole. Order today at WT.com.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
On a very busy Monday, we're happy to keep you company. You can learn more about the show. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a video or audio dispatch over there. Thenewsjunkie.com. Radical take here. I've got a bit of a radical take, but I believe in this. I think this is a good idea. Because out of Immokalee, Florida, there was a
I never
man,
know how to say that.
A man in Boca Grande. And this guy sees that this girl, this 9-year-old, Leah Lendell, is getting attacked by a shark.
Okay.
Brutal, right? Like, there's a lot of activity going on. There's a shark in the water. People are scared.
It's mating season, is it not?
I think it might be, because there's a lot of shark stories. A lot of them right now. Dangerous time. And this guy, Luis Alvarez, sees that this young girl, this 9-year-old, is getting attacked by a shark. And he jumps in. I mean, this guy knows a shark attack is going on, and he jumps into the ocean and makes his way out there to get this 9-year-old and bring her back to a place where they can start to help her out. And, of course, she was okay after that, I believe. And it was, in many ways, because of this guy, 31 years old, who helped out. Now, here's the brutal twist, and it brings me to sort of a radical proposition that I want to see if my fellow Americans might agree on the week with the 4th of July. Headline's pretty brutal, friend, from Fox 4. Man who helped during the Boca Grande shark attack is now facing deportation.
You're kidding me.
And the guy, Luis Alvarez, was arrested like 3 days later for driving without a license. And they're going to possibly deport the guy now and send him out of the United States because he's not here illegally. And I have to tell you, doesn't this send a bit of a message to any illegals who might be within helping distance of folks who might be attacked by a shark or in some sort of emergency? This could be bad. I don't want that. Like, this makes it seem like Seinfeld here with the Good Samaritan law kind of thing.
But one doesn't have to do with the other, right? He didn't get on their radar because he saved this girl. He got on their radar because he was driving without a license.
But why'd they pull him over?
They said they're unrelated. Here's what the story says from Fox 4. A man who put himself in danger to help a family during a shark attack in Boca Grande on June 11th is now facing deportation after being arrested for driving without a license. To my radical idea in a moment here. Luis Alvarez, 31, was one of 3 men who rushed to help a 9-year-old Leah Lendell and her family after she was attacked by a shark. Her hand was nearly severed. Crazy X-ray of her hand, like being about 50%. No, she didn't. Surgeons were able to repair it, and now she's recovering. It almost bit her hand off. And she recovered it. Just 3 days after the rescue, he was arrested by Collier County Sheriff's Office officials. According to the police report, deputies pulled him over for driving without headlights. When they discovered he didn't have a license, he was arrested and taken to jail. Court records show he's now being held for ICE enforcement. He's a real decent guy, a family guy, says
that's the name of the show.
Raynell Lugo, who also helped during the rescue. Watch out, Raynell. Body camera footage from Lee County Sheriff's Office deputies who responded to the call shows 3 men standing next to the water as Lee was being treated by EMS. According to Lugo, Alvarez was the first one in the water trying to scare away the shark and bring Leah's sister to the shore. He jumped in that area to bring her out when I was assisting her. He went deep underwater, not even caring about the shark. He went really deep, probably even facing off with the shark.
Damn.
Now he has a court date for July 9th. I would posture that this would be a good and rightful decision. If we have any situations where people in this country illegally are heroes and step up and save somebody's life, how do you not give that person a get out of deportation free card?
Right.
How does this person not get like if somebody is a damn hero, like the guy who swims into shark infested waters and helps out a 9-year-old.
He's here illegally, but he's a hero legally.
I think it offsets. You know what I mean? Like, if he had his headlights off and he was driving without a license and, he shouldn't have come to this country the way he did. The guy, if he's a hero, I feel like you should get a pass. I really do. I feel like there should be a hero pass. And I know what you're saying, Sean, that'll open up the door. People will set up fake scenarios where they pretend to be heroes. I don't think so.
Or start saving more people. How about that?
I think that maybe what would happen on the other side of this is some dude who crossed the border illegally, who's been here for 15 years, is on the beach with his family celebrating July 4th, just like you and yours are. And the difference between you and him is that he's not here legally, and it's been a while, and he's got some roots down. And now some sort of emergency plays out. And this guy's like, well, don't know if I want to get involved in this. My name ends up in the newspaper. I end up in some of these stories. I raise my profile. I don't want a high profile right now. I don't want to get deported because I'm going to lay as low as possible. I think this could lead to some bad outcomes. And I'm all about outcomes. It's literally the only thing I care about is outcomes. The best outcomes for the most amount of people, if possible. And I think if you asked a bunch of Americans on the 4th of July, hey, we're going to do something with illegal immigrants in this country. If they step up and do something stunning, save a life, do something like that, we're going to cut them a break. We're going to cut them some slack. And we're going to say like, hey, I know you did some things that weren't exactly legal and by the book, but you also did some things that made you stand out as like a really top line American, because you can bet your ass there were a whole bunch of legal-ass Americans on that beach that were like, I'm not getting in the water with the sharks.
Someone else will get to it.
Yeah, I'll give that job to somebody else. I ain't doing that.
Now, is there a lot of pressure if this goes through, this hypothetical,
Mhm.
that you have to commit some act of heroism every 5 years? Unless you're
I think the act of heroism should just give you one pass. It should give you one pass. Or like,
wait, you don't think that the act of heroism should give him like a visa?
I think it should actually. I think if somebody steps up and like saves a life,
I'm not saying automatic citizenship. Still go through the proper channels.
Give them a chance at it.
But yes,
yeah. I mean, we let people buy their way in all the time, sponsoring sports teams headed to big cities and stuff. Pay for the stadium. Get yourself citizenship. Like, if somebody's here illegally and they save a life, I really would have no problem with having a special plan that would help those people out. I would have no problem with that at all. I like this as a theme for folks. Keep the heroes, deport the zeros. All right. I get it. I can see that. You're like the worst of the worst. The criminals, get them on out of here. Sayonara, adios, muchacho. But then the hero who saves a girl from a shark attack, maybe, just maybe we go, that guy's a net positive to the country overall. God almighty. I mean, I've told you 100 times, I've got people who are legit Americans, 100% zipped up, verified Americans.
Can people
who I'd like to
sponsor
bounce.
sponsor one of those? I don't even know. This might be a dumb question if they're available for illegal immigrants right now. But the Trump Gold Card, the Gold Pass,
$5 million.
I think there's some kind of weird twist on that where you can't get it if you're in the country illegally or something. But maybe they get, like, if they just said, like, righteous billionaire folks, like, that would be a really good thing. If you said standout immigrants like this, even if they're in the country illegally, if we look at it and all of us as Americans would shake heads and be like, yes, this is what being American's all about. This guy's a hero. He's a badass. Somebody should step up and pay for the gold card. Somebody should make that move.
Bezos.
Trump could make that move. Trump could make that move and be like, I even think his supporters who are the most adamant against the illegal immigration stuff will be for that. Or maybe not. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. We shall see. All right. Here is that original idea I told you about. When it comes to self-driving cars, C-Lane has already been in a what they call a Waymo in California, which is one of these self-driving cars. It'll pick you up, bring you where you need to go.
Way more fun than having to drive myself.
Exactly. And they're not just in California. They are now spreading across various states. And it's sort of viewed as most people as the future. But is there something that we're not thinking about with these self-driving cars? Malcolm Gladwell, who generally says really dumb things and gets way too much credit for them. Malcolm Gladwell, who writes a lot of books that are incredibly overrated and read by people who don't really have a deep knowledge of what a good book is, I think sometimes. It's like pop books, right? Okay, a little bit. I'm coming at you a little bit. But Malcolm Gladwell, who's generally speaking overrated, has what I think is a fair point here. All right, here he is talking about self-driving cars. Did we not think about this?
Driverless cars in an urban setting don't work because they work too well, right? So
seems a little weird to start with. They don't work because they work too well.
All right, I understand. That's
Well,
it.
let's
End of
see if we
sentence.
can pay this off here.
what we went to Phoenix where they had Waymo, and I had my producer get in the Waymo, and I ran alongside the Waymo, and I would cut the Waymo off, and the Waymo, of course, because it's got like 58 sensors, would stop instantly, right? And then I would run circles around the Waymo, and the Waymo would sit there patiently waiting for me to get out of the way.
All right, let me stop here. C-Lane, with your Waymo ride, did you have any moments where the sensors were activated where somebody kind of like crossed your path?
Yes, no, like purposely. We had bike hooligans.
All right.
Some ne'er-do-wells.
Hippies.
No, they were kids.
Hippie kids.
They were maybe hippie kids, but these kids were we were on our way to Fisherman's Wharf.
All right.
And the traffic was atrocious, so we weren't going that fast to begin with. But these groups of biker kids, biker gang, gang is a little bit kind of harsh of a word, but they would be weaving in and out of traffic, and they would see these Waymo cars, and they would smack the hood, and the sensor would stop.
They smacked the hood while you were in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would it stop? Would it stop abruptly, or was it like soft?
I don't think that we felt scared or anything. It wasn't like we're getting choked out by the seatbelt. But it did stop pretty quickly, and it said, biker in the way, sorry, please excuse the interruption. We're doing this, because this biker is in the way, and then they left and whatever. But these kids were definitely targeting Waymo cars based on, you can, it's hard not to spot one.
All right.
And
new rule, biker kids, Waymo has an update that you get hit a little bit.
They zap you.
Just a little push.
But this is part of his thought. This is part of what he's saying here. So, C-Lane, you're like, it seems like you might be.
What he's saying is they work so well that people can take advantage of them. And
yes.
One could make the argument that people could take advantage of a car that's piloted by a human. I think you don't know that you can trust the human inside that car.
No, you run a way bigger risk, and this is the point that he's getting at here. So let's see.
And I realized if every car on the road is a driverless car, then there is no penalty whatsoever to pedestrians misbehaving. If you're a kid, why don't 11-year-old boys play soccer on the streets on 42nd Street in Manhattan? Because they're going to get hit by a car and killed. But if every car is a Waymo, they're all going to stop and they're going to wait there for hours until you finish their game. The Waymo is, so the whole point of deterrence, the reason deterrence with human drivers work is that the driver will make a mistake and kill you inadvertently.
And that's enough,
Waymo will not make a mistake.
Right. So
I don't know if I agree with that necessarily. You're giving a lot of credit to Waymo.
Yeah, Waymo's made some mistakes.
But he's saying it's more likely that the driver, the human being, is going to make a mistake and plow into the kid. Hence, kids don't just run roughshod through traffic and stop all the cars and stuff. And with a bunch of Waymos and like automated vehicles absolutely everywhere, someone could cause absolute and complete chaos just by running through traffic, having all these automated cars stop every 5 feet.
Yeah, and that's what was happening. That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, that's not a phenomenon that would be unlikely to happen. I think that this would be like C-Lane's already seeing it in real time, and I do think that's a legitimate concern. But how do you counter-program that concern? You can't say to what Sabrina was hinting at there, like you can't go, well, at 1 out of every 5 times, the Waymo runs over the kid, right? Like,
just
and
a
so
small
then
tap.
And then the kid's deterred because his leg got broken or something.
Or they do a full Waymo highway, and still someone will stop their car in the middle of it, and Waymo will hit you. Or
people could cause chaos, though, with all of these automated vehicles if that becomes the future that we're actually looking at.
Well, yeah. I mean, people already can cause chaos. People already do cause chaos. And then in the case of, laws in Florida where they're saying, if these people are blocking the roads, just mow them down. It's not exactly the verbatim, but
you're allowed to.
I think that the law is going to have to adapt with the technology, and just as the law has to adapt to allow for the technology, just the different states and cities are going to have to make laws that control how a driverless vehicle is approached, on their streets, on their city streets.
They have all those cameras, then grab a snapshot of whoever just slammed their hand on the car.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You can't punish a kid on a bike who taps the hood of a car. It's not going to be an equivalent punishment to what would be if he actually got hit by the car. That's just not going to match up. I mean, I don't foresee them going, well, here's what we'll do. You hit a Waymo on the hood, we're going to send you to jail for 5 years. That nobody would agree with that as a fair punishment, I don't think. Then you have to go.
What about, repeat offenders?
I just don't think people are going to say interrupting automated vehicles is a reason for like a significant jail punishment. I think people will be so much more likely to say rioters and people burning Teslas and people, all of these things would be something that deserves this more significant punishment than somebody just interrupting the activities of an automated vehicle. Then you just have to go, well, are we going to trust the kids to not screw with this? That becomes the thing, And then C-Lane's not wrong to go to what you were saying. This shows you Florida here, all right? Why do you think all of these protesters who are protesting this Alligator Alley prison that everybody's talking about, where in the middle of Alligator Alley, they want to pop up a prison and put the illegals there to wrap everything together in this segment? Why do you think the people protesting aren't in the road, but are on the side of the road? Because it's Florida, and you literally have politicians saying if somebody plows over you, they can get away with it in these cases, like if they fear for their lives or something. So people end up following those rules based on the potential penalty that they feel they might face. Kids don't get in front of automated vehicles. They don't want to get hit. Or they don't get in front of non-automated vehicles, I should say. They don't want to get hit. The automated
some of
vehicle.
them do. I ran into a situation a couple weeks ago.
Situation being a child.
It was a child, yeah. I ran into
R.I.P. that situation.
No, a kid like on a bike that was going the wrong way down towards me. I was the first person at the red light, and is just like coming towards me, and then just moves off at the last minute. And I wanted to honk at him or call him an asshole or whatever.
You didn't?
But I wanted to make my turn too. I just wanted to get out of there, but it was infuriating.
The look at the restraint on this guy is just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I don't know if we could trust the kids. I don't know if we can. I
Never trust the kids.
I barely trust adults with anything. There's too many stupid people out there. They ruin everything they come in contact with. These are the protesters outside Alligator Alley. They are not fond of this
Alcatraz.
idea. Alligator Alcatraz.
That's the sexy name, man.
Will store the illegal immigrants.
Like taking out Everglades, or there's already a property
There's already
there?
like a landing strip and some stuff there, and some politician.
Cool
Remember the
mohawk.
video, the viral Twitter video or whatever he made with the music real loud in the background?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm out here in Alligator Alley, and we're going to put all the illegals here.
That was when we were the only ones talking about this. Mm-hmm. That was before I think they announced like that the funding was final, that it was actually happening. Like this Alligator Alcatraz has gained so much more traction and so many more eyes since we first showed that video, and that guy was kind of like doing an ad for it.
Yeah. And now there's people against it. I'm sure there's some people that are for it, I guess. I haven't really seen that crowd. They're not here. These are people who are probably more so than anything protesting for the rights of the illegal immigrants, would be my guess. A lot of media out here for this whole event as they were rolling through. I hesitate to put the audio on, but I want to hear if people are honking or supporting or not supporting. Let's risk it. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. All right.
And I don't know if any of you have prayed to a spiritual place, or maybe you go to church to find that spiritual place.
This is the most chill protest I've ever heard in my life. I thought it was going to be like mayhem. This is just one lady with a microphone.
No one's saying anything. They're actually
there's nobody chanting.
Wherever your spiritual place is, find it in your hearts to pray for these people who are lost, so that they
If it weren't for the vehicles, she wouldn't need a megaphone.
Can I say?
It's bizarre.
The megaphone etiquette of this woman is off. It is so off. Watch what she does. All right, she's talking into the megaphone. She's pointing it at the woman behind her right now.
Oh, that's
see.
That's
she's
loud.
got the megaphone. Look, ready?
to pray for these people who are lost.
She just straight up points.
Was that lady lost, perhaps?
Lady behind her. The camera. Trying to rotate it around a little bit. What a peaceful protest. Kudos to you folks for doing this. They're just chilling out there. And nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do your thing, mostly. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear from you. We'll get some more of your feedback as we do our thing. And get ready for a big week, crazy couple of weeks for the show. And don't forget, on Thursday, we are live. Don't let the meteorologists, these lying dog meteorologists, don't let them lie to you about what's going to happen. These unbelievable... Well, in fact, speaking of meteorologists, did you send that over to our group text, this whole...
Yeah.
Oh, let me see if I can bring this guy.
Should have brought this up with Amy.
TJ. This is the guy. What's his full name? TJ
Springer.
Hang on.
Below normal, actually, but notice
Hang on. Let me get this up here. I hate when I hit play on this version of the video. It makes it so I can't stop anything. TJ, what? I'm sorry. What was
Springer.
TJ Springer over on Fox 35.
Always has a great attitude.
And you hear him on
professional.
You hear him on our home station too, giving the weather reports.
He had a little tumble or something during the broadcast.
I think he just knocked a bunch of stuff over because this guy did not miss a step. He repeated one word.
The sound was great.
Very professional.
Rain chances. Going to be an unsettled week. Not one. not washouts of weeks, but that's something we'll continue to monitor as we head through the next few days. 4th of July, also going to have a chance.
This feels like me at a department store where I've knocked over an entire like setup and stuff.
And now
I'm
I'm off to the next aisle. Let somebody know that somebody spilled something over there.
Yeah, that wasn't me over there. All right, to you, your dispatches, your emails. We'll get a lot of feedback worked in. We have a ton more to talk about on the show. More updates on the Idaho Firefighter trap where these firefighters were shot and killed. We've got new details coming in, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right lane's blocked on I-95 northbound before U.S. Highway 1, mile marker 273 there. Traffic's backed up from Granada Boulevard. There's a crash getting cleared up on the ramp from I-4 westbound to Anderson Street. Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways. It's going to be your typical slowdowns on I-4 and Florida's Turnpike. The roadways might be wet out there, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters.
Hey, Skull Mike. Hello? What's that? Is that Today I Learned? Can you do me a favor? Can you respect the process and not wiggle my paper around like that? What is that?
Yeah, that guy is such a...
Oh, what's happening to that guy? Can you see this? He looks like he's having a good time. Oh, it's saying don't do this.
Yeah, I know what it's saying.
Don't let a baby use it as a pillow. Don't choke yourself or don't throw it away. Don't recycle it? Why not recycle it? Oh, do recycle it. Okay. What's that for?
Amazon.
Oh.
Okay, here you go. I found 4 new recipes. You get to pick what we're having.
What are my options? Pick the recipe, everybody. Pick that dinner.
And 3 of them have corn because the corn's in season.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I think I got it. Hey, what the hell? Hang on. Oh, it's like frozen. I think it's stuck. The cameraman broke.
Right, because you're about to choke yourself.
Oh, you think so? Maybe the plastic thing broke it or something. Oh, well. What do we got?
Creamy chicken and corn skillet.
Whoa. These are all corn.
Well, I looked for summer recipes and corn.
Creamy chicken and corn skillet, sweet corn, shrimp, and rice skillet. Creamy basil chicken skillet with corn and tomato. Or summer bow tie pasta and chicken sausage skillet bake. Which one do you think sounds the best?
I picked them all out, so all of them sound good to me.
Do the first one.
This one?
Yeah. Is that your least favorite?
I didn't have to look for creamy chicken and corn skillet?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good, right?
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Who doesn't like corn? That little black kid likes corn.
He loves corn.
Yeah. Everybody loves corn. Cameraman. Hang on. Stand by. Okay, connected. Why did it break? Well, folks, this is going to have to do for now. Turning off tracking. We'll fix it later. We're coming back in 90 seconds, all right? 90 seconds. Stay put. Love you.
Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey there, history fans.
iHeartRadio brings you a brand new history podcast.
It's called American History Hotline,
where you ask the question,
what is political technology?
Did George Washington really cut down a cherry tree?
Were JFK and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Junkie.
You here? We'll work through a couple other things, maybe a mini grab bag segment here on the show. You can join us, hang out, will ya, here on a Monday. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and learn more about the show right there on the website. Of all the things that I see out there in the world of like technology and breakthroughs, one thing that I think would be really cool, they tried out this weekend, and they tried it out in Austin. And here was the full process, okay? Somebody goes on to a website and they start perusing the latest Teslas. And they look at all the models of Tesla that are out there and they say, this is the one that I want. And they purchase the Tesla, no salesperson or whatever involved. They get their purchase through. And then it says, all right, when would you like this delivered? And they pick their like delivery date and stuff. They had picked this past Friday. And then here's what happened next. The Model Y SUV drove itself from Tesla's Gigafactory in Austin, Texas, right to this person's apartment building, the person who purchased the car, and sort of made the greatest purchase pipeline you could ever ask for if you're a car company, right? Because you now have a situation that you're working on where people can purchase your product and it delivers itself.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool to the person who bought it. Sabrina goes, oh, I want one of these new Teslas. Here's what I'm going for.
Did it?
Gets the car, and it drives right to her house and right in the front yard. One or two kids die, but, you know, it's nice and easy. You don't have to go anywhere.
Did it pull into, I guess it wasn't raining that day, because I think that really messes up with the self-driving. But did it, was it any accessories that you want, like the charger? Was that just in the trunk waiting for you?
I think it had everything they needed. Hold on, let me bring up this story. Tesla makes first driverless delivery in Austin, Texas. Tesla say a car delivered itself to a person for the first time ever. It was in a post on X. Let's bring up the post on X. And here it is. This is leaving the Gigafactory, I'm imagining. All right. Cruising by itself as the door to the factory opens and riding out into the real world. And then the car just maneuvers its way through a full city to the person's house. All right. A little travel here. Nobody in this car, at least not in the front seat. And eventually it arrives at its destination, the apartment of the person who purchased it. And it just hangs out. It's like, come on downstairs. There's the guy. There's the person. Here's your new Tesla. Wow. That is crazy. And that is absolutely
super
maybe
cool.
10 years from now how all of this is going to work. You buy your car and it drives to you.
I can't see myself, but then again, like you have experienced that with Courtney's car, is buying a car, making that investment, but not driving it. No test drive, no nothing.
Yeah, I don't like you.
I need to see how it feels before I put that money in.
I mean, you're aren't you working on getting a new car at some point here?
I've been for 6 to 8 months.
Do you know what you want? You have any clue, or you don't have really? You're not locked in on anything.
Not locked in. I love my Mazda. But they don't make it anymore.
Would you go all electric or no?
I don't think so.
No?
I travel enough distances to want to keep
going to Miami or something.
I might go hybrid.
Yeah.
I mean, I drove a hybrid in Ireland and I enjoyed that.
What if iHeart came around and said, "Listen, we're installing charging stations at HQ."
Great.
No,
no, it's not swag.
I don't think I'm gonna have an issue going home and to work. It's like,
do you not like electric cars?
I like them, and I enjoyed like my parents have a Tesla.
You can go to Tampa. I went to
cool.
Tampa in an electric car.
Yeah, you could make it to Tampa, I think, but like Miami, that would be a little.
Maybe I stopped on the way.
And I know all you Tesla people could go. Well, they'll just tell you to stop at a supercharger, just like you would stop for gas or something on the way there.
Sure,
it's still
all of that. Or if I want to go beyond that distance.
It's not as convenient. It's a little different. But if it could just drive to you when you buy it, that is really something else. And yeah, like Sabrina was saying, I bought my last car, Courtney's car, through Carvana, which I didn't test drive anything beforehand. I didn't do any of that stuff. I looked up all the info on the car, and she picked the one out that she wanted, and then we just got it. And I found it to be such a nice process. Like, and this would be way better. Like, I don't even want these people clapping when the car, shows up. I don't want them there either.
Car.
Buying a car sucks. When I bought my Genesis, that was annoying. It's like you go in and they go, what do you want? And I go, I don't need to test drive it. I already drove one of these. You guys had me, you're a sponsor. I want the Genesis G80 in black. Here's the one I want right here. And they go, okay, great. That sounds good. And I'm like, how fast can we do this? And they're like, we can have you out of here by dinner. Brother, it is breakfast time right now. What are you talking about? Like, nope, you got to sit down here, fill out all this paperwork. Then we come over. Then we bring you over to your financing. Then we push you over here and over there. And then we mandate that you go on a test drive so that we can showcase the features of the car you've already told us you want to buy and you told us you don't want to test drive. All these things are like annoying, I think, to some people. To me, certainly. And I would rather.
You don't think that if you would have told them, I'm not test driving this, and if you make me test drive this, I turn around and I get in my car and I go get a different car.
Maybe they
might take that test drive car to the other place.
Even if I said it as fast as I could, though, like do this purchase as fast as you possibly can. Sabrina, you went and bought your car. Did you get it right from the Mazda dealership when you got your car?
It was a 2-day process.
Yeah, it's annoying, right? Like the whole thing is.
I was also just getting my car for the first time. A car.
Yeah, and I get it. It's a big purchase, and now
my dad had a cosign.
It's a little bit different for you, but it is not the greatest thing. I think it could be smoother, and I think this would be an improvement. What do you think, though? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com.
I thought it was weird that they were doing it said on the video that they were using the robo-taxi software to deliver the car, and I was like,
oh, yeah?
I thought they were still testing the robo-taxi software. I thought they still
Tesla's
needed,
really?
I thought they still needed somebody in the car to open that door and disable if things go awry.
There could have been somebody in the back seat. I don't know. Just the way it was filmed, you couldn't tell. But I know that they have the technology to make all this happen on its own. All right, we're going to come back with the final dispatches. The stories that didn't make the cut today. I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. We also have, want to peek into a press conference about that firefighter ambush to get some last minute details in there. We'll try to work all of that in before we wrap things up today. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Smart-ish, loud, and probably getting fined. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, and happy Monday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And today will be a very Monday-like day because we're going to be expecting overcast skies with some scattered showers and storms making a return as well. We'll only expect a high of around 88 degrees today in Orlando, which is below normal by a couple of degrees. We're used to being right around 91, but we're going to be seeing about a 60% chance of some afternoon showers and storms. Not quite as soggy as the weekend, but still be prepared for any sort of outdoor plans to have the rain gear. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Sam's Club. Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including summer must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for a membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
Folks, summer is upon us, and I got to tell you, I am always so happy to tell you about Mills Air, the company that I know, if you do have a summer issue with your air conditioner, is going to be there fast. And they're going to send one of their techs that are just absolutely phenomenal. They're they're always really, really polite, by the way. And they know everything about ACs, no matter what kind you have. Your call to Mills Air is going to get you the help that you're looking for. And if it's a cheap fix, it's a cheap fix. That's it. They're not going to try to take advantage of you. They want a customer for life. They are the best. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's their number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Delta Airlines doesn't just help you see the world, they help you embrace it. Delta's dedicated teams make your travel experience extraordinary, anticipating your every need with genuine care throughout your journey. The app puts you in total control, and with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi, you can stay connected to what matters most. So flight time feels more like me time. With exclusive partnerships and Sky Miles rewards, every part of the Delta experience is designed to make the journey as enjoyable as the destination.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging and life-extending insights. Viome analyzes your biological age to see if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how making simple, precise changes in certain foods and supplements can, get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy, even why you can't lose weight, and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full body intelligence test online and save $50. Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging and life-extending insights. Viome analyzes your biological age to see if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how making simple, precise changes in certain foods and supplements can, get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy, even why you can't lose weight, and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full body intelligence test online and save $50. Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of
Let's go, Mike people. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Everybody is chatter of the day. Everybody wins. Cameraman gave up today, mid-show. Don't know why. Don't know how. But I know that we'll fire him and get a replacement cameraman. We're coming back in 60 seconds. Thank you for your service. Hope you had a good time. Rate the show. Rate the show. Hopefully tomorrow my voice will be better so I can talk to you a little bit more, all right? Rate the show. Bless you. Bless all your souls.
These are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including summer must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for a membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the news.
Today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be even a little better than today and have more of my full voice back. Have more time with Skull Mike during the breaks. But either way, always good to hang out with you. Thank you to everybody, no matter where you listen to the show, whether you're a podcaster, whether you're a friend in West Palm Beach. By the way, Palm Beach folks, let's see you come out to this gig on Thursday. This live show. We'd love to see your faces out there. That'd be a blast. So do make an appearance.
One of our Palm Beach folks down there hit a keyword today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations. One of our listeners down on WZZR got $1,000.
Excellent. That's why you're paying attention to all these keywords, folks. Why not do it? You're crazy not to. Oh, we only got about 5 minutes left, so let's roll here. First things first. This was the White House today talking about this alligator Alcatraz thing. Let's see what they said.
On a scheduling note, tomorrow, President Trump will travel to the great state of Florida to attend the opening of a new illegal alien detention center located at Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport alongside Secretary Kristi Noem, Governor Ron DeSantis, Congressman Byron Donalds, and other state and local leaders. We hope to see many of you there. The facility is in the heart of the Everglades and will be informally known as Alligator Alcatraz.
There she is.
There's only one road leading in, and the only way out is a one-way flight. It is isolated and surrounded by dangerous wildlife and unforgiving terrain. The facility will have up to 5,000 beds.
This sounds so dystopian. She's almost saying all this with a smile.
Manuel only came across the border illegally. Do we really need him to die this much?
The only way you can get out is being eaten by an alligator.
All right. Well, there they go. Alligator Alcatraz. So that's tomorrow. We'll have some of the coverage of that, I'm sure. This is the press conference for the firefighter ambush. I wanted to see if they said anything about what happened.
Very, very sad. Today, we're going to go over the timeline.
That's what I wanted to know. We're limited.
Introduce everybody that's up here. Chairman of the BOCC is Bruce Matari.
I don't want that.
We're going to go through a quick timeline. This is still a very, very fresh investigation.
Okay, go.
So, an incident. So many of these facts might change, but they are.
Buddy, get to it.
As we speak.
He's not getting to it. He's not
Approximately 1:21 this afternoon, we received a phone call that there was a fire on the backside or east side of Canfield Mountain.
In Idaho.
Fire assets responded to the scene, and at approximately 2 o'clock, firefighters broadcast that they were being shot at on Canfield Mountain.
All right.
During that next hour and a half, where we have assets that are responding to the aid of these firefighters, we still have an active fire. We are managing.
Damn, the fire too, huh?
About 17,000 square foot containment area.
That's the craziest thing about this. Not only did this absolute lunatic target these firefighters and kill at least 2 of them, ambush them, all of that stuff. Not only did that happen, but beyond that, they still had to fight the fire.
20
they still had
acres, right?
Yeah, they still had to go after this huge fire that was set, that this guy set to lure them in. So they had more things going on than just that. All right, that'll have to do it for now. We'll give you more updates on that tomorrow on the show. All the stories, all the dispatches, all of it just has to make the cut today. We're getting the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, June 27th, 2025.
30.
Today I Learned this. Oh, did I get it wrong? I'm sorry. You're right.
Rent's due tomorrow, y'all.
June 30th, 2025. Monday was right, though, at least. Today I learned this guy. That's right. It wasn't Me by Shaggy. It was one of Michael Jackson's favorite songs. When he met Shaggy, who once got lost in the building over there at iHeart HQ.
He didn't get lost.
When he met Shaggy, he told him it sounded like a song he would write, Michael Jackson would write, which prompted Shaggy to quip, "So you be banging, huh?" was the question that he asked to Michael Jackson. It sounded different. So, wasn't me. Well, you get it. You know how Shaggy talks. And finally, today I learned this young lady right here.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus is correct. Yes, on 4th of July week. Why not? American-related outros. Barbara Walters interviewed Miley Cyrus in her home in 2008. The camera crew clogged every single one of Miley Cyrus's toilets at the time. Instead of getting angry, Miley and family sent Barbara a golden toilet figurine saying, "You'll always remember the Cyrus family." Did a number on the plumbing there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com.